Welcome. What happened?
You're leaning in.
Fuck! All right, start over.
Yeah. All right.
Welcome to another edition of Axe to Grind. This is number 15, I think.
Episode 15.
Episode 15. This is one of your gracious hosts, Tom.
My name's Bob.
I'm Patrick.
And this is Axe to Grind. We want to start off we're thanking Sam from Triple B for sponsoring our episodes. If you go to tripleb.limitedrun.com.
Triple B Records.
Triple B Records. This is why Pat's a professional.
Triple B Records.
You have the radio voice.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm too Brooklyn. I have to clean it up a little bit.
No,
Yeah,
people
you're
love
good.
that character. I'm like
a character actor. I'm Steven Tobolowsky.
Yeah.
I got some
it.
feedback that somebody was listening to a metal podcast that they said was like the Axe to Grind of metal, but the guys were from Detroit and they couldn't deal with it.
Oh, yeah, that might be too much. That might be too much.
All right, fair enough.
So anyways, triplebrecords.limitedrun.com.
If you put in Axe to Grind, you'll get 10% off your order. We like to do something that we pick one of the things from the web store that we're enjoying, and we hope that you would enjoy too, and you should pick up. I'm going for the new Ecostrike 12-inch. It's a really good record, and we'll be talking about that later on.
Okay.
Thank you, Sam.
Yes, thank you.
Now let's launch into the episode with a couple quick hits. What do you think?
All right. So as we record this, so you will hear this after, today is Record Store Day.
Yes, and Earth Day.
And is it Earth Day?
I think so.
It is Earth Day.
That's an unfortunate coincidence, considering how
Weird.
toxic the vinyl industry is.
True.
But, okay, go on.
Sure is, yeah. Natural resources and all that. But Record Store Day, kind of a for a world where vinyl is normal, hot topic. What do you guys think? Is Record Store Day cool?
So I was getting texts today saying, "Is Record Store Day dead?" And I said, "You know what? I couldn't tell you because I've been asked that question for the last 10 years.
Right.
And I have no idea. I own no pieces of vinyl and
None.
zero. And,
Wow.
And
Okay.
you couldn't get me into a record store unless it was raining. You know what I mean? So
Interest of full disclosure, last year, Self-Defense did release a special Record Store Day record.
I'm sure we did.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do 3 more.
I'm
But
sure we did. I love it.
but my point is that, like, I like putting out records a lot. I like putting out my own records. I like putting out other people's
And you don't
records.
own a copy of your own shit.
Don't own a copy of anything I've ever put out.
Wow. I mean, I respect that. I think it's so fucking weird. I try to have like every variant of anything I've ever appeared on.
Nah.
Just because it's cool. It's like, holy shit.
It's definitely cool.
Like, it's just weird to like, oh shit, that's me.
I'll trip over it at a distro in Poland sometime, and
Do you go, I take this?
if my goal, I will buy. If I ever see myself bootlegged, I'll buy that and I'll own that. You know what I mean? That's a fun
Interesting.
thing. I'll frame that, put that on the wall.
I think it's going to be interesting, the Patrick at like 58 quest to acquire
All the stuff that he was on.
Because it'll be memorabilia.
And it'll be like 400 records by then.
And the Self-Defense will have moved on. New singer, and it's like, motherfucker.
Yeah,
this is my shit.
I'll be David Ruffin, like borderline suicidal, but like really like
Blaze Bailey.
just a broken down old man,
Super nostalgic.
yeah, just living in the past.
So, but is Record Store Day cool?
I mean, it's cool for people that enjoy it. I don't get all heavy on it because I'm not a collector. So, like, to me, it's just, if you get off on that shit, get off on it. And I don't understand why people get weird every fucking year about this.
I mean, yeah, if you don't care, it's immaterial. Who gives a shit?
Right.
I mean, I'm not necessarily a crazy collector either. Every year I go through the list and I go, that would be cool to own. And invariably, by the time I get my ass to the record store on that day, it's gone.
Yep.
Like, there was that Quicksand LP that came out today.
What's the story on that?
I don't know. It's just like, I think it's like a 12-inch, but it's a couple of songs that weren't on the album.
Oh, shit. Okay. So it's unique material.
Yeah, and then like last year, like they put out like the Cure Greatest Hits, and like the second LP was those versions, like acoustic. They had put that out years ago. There's always something I'd go, I'd like to own that, like not for like a collector reason, just because I like the music, but I'm not getting in line at 9:00 in the morning, and like I've seen friends of mine post about it today, and there's still lines outside of Generation Records waiting to get in to buy records.
Still?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, fuck it then. Everybody have a good time.
So, yeah, I've gone. I enjoyed my times going. When there's something I've wanted, I've checked it out. I go through waves. I have the collector gene, and it's a terrible thing. But I do think there's a weird contrast that I have and like attention that I see record labels shit on Record Store Day. Couple reasons. One, they fuck up Record Store Day orders
production, right?
they fuck up production so bad. And
Is that still the case though?
I think less so.
Less so, but still.
Because I feel like they were the
bad.
villains for a long time.
5 years ago, it was hell on earth, and like labels were having delays in October because of Record Store Day
In April.
And but the piece to me is if you're the owner of a brick and mortar record store Day is a big deal for you. You make a lot of money today. Keep those doors open. And I think record stores are still a cool experience. There was a time in our memories, and not for hopefully a lot of our listeners, where you had record stores as a part of the regular conversation. You went to the mall, there's some CD store. You go to and it wasn't just FYE. There was a bunch of different places you could go and buy music. Now that's not the case.
Yeah.
So this came far between.
Yeah, I mean, this came up oddly enough at work. So I work with, like, a lot of people who work for me are younger. And from New York, and we were talking about Virgin Megastore.
Yeah.
And no one knew what the fuck I was talking about. And I was like, it was in Union Square. Like, it was open 24 hours. So you could always meet your friends there in inclement weather. Yeah. Like how you say, like, I'll only go in if it's raining. It would be like, all right, I'm running a little late. I'm eating Virgin Megastore. And people would just, like, walk around and just look at DVDs and records while they waited for you to get off the train.
I remember that.
But now, it's so foreign to people. Now to be like, Richard Branson. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, so what was it? I was like, it was everything.
Record store.
It was a mall.
Right?
But
is there anything in that space still?
Yeah.
What took it?
It's several things now. I think it's like a Best Buy, a Nordstrom rack.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like a Dwayne Reed, and probably a bank, knowing New York.
And so, I mean, the deal was, I was in LA. I loved that Virgin store in New York. I was in LA for the last gasp of Tower Records.
Oh, yeah.
I think that me and Todd and Riley went to Tower Record like days before it closed. One of the last ones left.
Right?
Yeah. And there's this cool thing about being able to go in and fuck around. You live near Newbury Comics, go check it out. It's cool as hell. You go, there's Waterloo Records down in Austin. Record stores are cool. Labels, don't shit on Record Store Day because it's helping out people who are buying your shit and helping expose your shit. So otherwise, is it cool? If you enjoy it, cool. If you don't enjoy it, is it taking anything out of you?
It doesn't take a thing out of my pocket.
Correct.
Right. I mean, how often, if you don't enjoy it and you just happen to go to like, God damn it, I forgot it was Record Store Day and I want to go buy the new J. Cole. Like, who the fuck cares?
Never happens.
Never happens. So Record Store Day is certifiably cool because it brings joy to people who it brings joy to, and it doesn't shit on your head if you don't care.
It's not fucking SantaCon.
No, but real quick though, a counterpoint. The complaint that I've heard from labels is just I don't see the support from you. You're not ordering from us during the year.
That's right.
And now you're jamming up production. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a reason for that. And then there are a lot of record stores that don't play in our world, that don't play in our sandbox. So in that case, I get it, but I'd rather open those spots up.
Yeah.
And you see it. And I've seen it with people who use, there's this weird limited Record Store Day record. Record Store Day might be the last day where people go in and buy some shit they've never heard just because intangible reason. Right. Which in this case is, it's limited. Well, that sucks. But maybe they heard a record they never heard before.
Right. I mean, and it's it used to be like a dorky thing, and now it's like Metallica's putting out like a record store. Like they reissued one of those whatever that covers record was.
Garage Days.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On vinyl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like they put out their
I don't
demo.
know if it ever came out on vinyl.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like one of those things that's kind of like that. It's grown and it's cool. And if it wasn't Record Store Day, I remember there was a time that everyone hated Jack White. Because he would do all these weird fucking pressings, but I mean, a weird pressing for him is probably 20,000 LPs or whatever the fuck.
Look, we all are guilty of this. Some things just irritate you for reasons you can't explain. However, yeah, you got a real thing with
St. Patrick's Day.
You got a real thing with SantaCon. But I'm going to say, if you are in that space about Record Store Day, just pivot to something else. Go
to GameStop, buy yourself a video.
Yeah, exactly. Chill out.
All right, next hit. Our boys from the OC, Fury, have signed to our boys in Boston, Run for Cover Records.
Now, as Fury insiders, you and I were aware of this a little ahead of time.
That's correct.
But
I also knew that too, and I'm adjacent.
Yeah, well, you're an insider.
Yeah, you're in these circles.
When you're here, your family.
It's like the olive
so, I think that this is a good move. I also, what was your question? I'm going to ask Bob. You talked to any of the Fury guys about this?
Yes.
What was your question to them?
What's Steven from Creatures like in 2018?
No, that wasn't my question.
My question, what's up, Steven? I think he listens. My question, I don't think I even had a question because to me, this was the only move. They had
really?
nowhere else to go.
To see, I think
So I know-
I think there was interest from other labels.
Well, yeah, but I think we
sure.
both know this, yes. But I don't know where that goes. And I think that's a lot more amorphous. I think they had, let's talk about what Fury is. They're a hardcore band who is not heavy,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
That's rare in 2018. Who does that appeal to outside of the people who already know and love Fury?
Right.
Well, that's the real issue is what is the carrying capacity? I was asked the other day, what is this going to do for them?
It's gonna be huge. in my opinion.
That's your, okay. So,
Not huge. It gives them the biggest possible opportunity.
okay.
That
So
record will be everywhere.
that's the opportunity so far as I see it is that people are going to have access. But my answer to that person and the question I'll put out to you is what is the carrying capacity of hardcore? Has Fury reached every kid that likes the type of hardcore that Fury plays?
In
I'm sorry. No, please. You speak on it. You probably. Yeah.
no, I want both. You said no. I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna case it and say why. Tom, give us why.
I mean, I just think there are so many people out there. Think about how many people even listen to this that would probably would totally fuck with Fury, but maybe it's a little bit outside of their purview, and they haven't heard about it, or they kind of wrote it off from the name, whatever it is. There's still thousands of people out there that might not have been hipped to that because they didn't see them on a tour. They didn't it might be just outside their kind of catchment. And, I think there's a lot of people out there that might be stoked on it that haven't heard it.
Probably true. However, Fury to my ears sounds not like a gateway band. However, they seem to have that appeal for a lot of people in a way that I can't really explain because musically, I don't think that's there. Musically, I think it is very straightforward, hardcore.
Very of the genre, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting that so many people that I didn't think would be involved, they're into it. So maybe I'm wrong. And
Think
maybe
about Have Heart.
Okay, sure, that's a great example.
Yeah.
That Have Heart is rather straightforward at the end of the day, at least that first record.
But they were a gateway.
And they were a gateway.
Yeah.
So that's possible. I think that this is a move. I think it's a good move, a smart move. My question to the kids was, what's it going to sound like? Because I think that matters.
Into Another vibes.
I don't think.
I didn't.
Right.
Not that I have heard that, but I heard that was kind of going around that the next thing was going to be the next.
Yeah, I think they told me Super Touch or something like
Yes,
that. But what? This is me being respectful. Those are skilled musicians, but musicians never know what their music actually sounds like.
It's fair.
So I'm curious if this has any crossover whatsoever into kind of the stuff that pops for Run for Cover.
Yes. So here, let me hit it. Would Fury appeal more going on a Basement tour or going on a Code Orange tour?
Basement.
No question. Run for Cover dwells in a world of people. This is a genre I'm going to trademark this. I call it post-pop punk.
Okay.
Okay. So there's post-hardcore.
Yeah.
Run for Cover has kind of created this world that's post-pop punk because when you listen to Tiger's Jaw, you think it's not pop punk.
No, but
maybe their earliest material, Title Fight, post-pop punk, Basement, post-pop punk.
You're absolutely right in this respect. In the same way that post-hardcore just became a catch-all.
Yes.
Pop punk became a catch-all for things that are not remotely pop
clearly
punk.
not. And
so this is like you said.
This is moving and
yeah.
saying it's giving a definition because people would say, "Well, pop punk is it really?" There's a big difference between even the stuff that right now is pop punk. What's the big band?
The Wonder Years.
The Wonder Years. They're moving in a weird posty kind of direction. But
Story So Far. No.
Story So Far.
Day to
The
Remember?
band from England.
Neck Deep.
Neck Deep is pop punk, right?
I haven't heard.
And maybe I don't listen to them. You listen to them a lot, so
Yeah, my iTunes is
just Neck Deep.
just Neck Deep. A couple demos, Neck Deep. No, this is. I feel like if we start talking pop punk, we're going to sound.
All right, let's pull it back then.
Like when news outlets are like, this intense grind act, and they're talking about
right.
Fury. You know what I mean?
No, so all right, so let's pull it back because I think we can speak intelligently a little bit about Run for Cover. I think that the kind of hardcore that Fury plays would appeal more to the crowd who listens to Run for Cover acts, in that they might have some appeal to an aggressive music, but they're a more thoughtful audience. And I'm not saying that in a like diss way, but they're not the crowd who wants to go to a show and get punched in the face per se. But they are like, oh, this is kind of this more like thinking man's type thing. It's a little faster. I can see it. It does have melodies. I think Fury's going to do well. And I don't think that Run for Cover signed them thinking they're going to change their sound up in some dramatic way. I think the next record is going to sound like a logical extension of the last. And that's interesting to me. If they were able to... Nobody's been able to pull off Into Another.
No.
Nobody's really been able to pull off Quicksand. But man, that Turnstile record's close.
Your homeboys, that you've mentioned the kid. He's done 100 bands. He's a friend of yours. Fuck. The Robot Whales kids that went on to do...
Tyler Mate, yes.
What else he do?
He did... Spanish Bombs. He did Wet Witch.
Okay. Somewhere in there, I feel like they started playing with an Into Another, not just borrowing the album or
name,
the song name, but I feel like they were touching on some of that. Yeah. But I don't hear Into Another, particularly late period Into Another, which is rock music. I don't hear that out of anybody in our scene.
No, not at all. So I think that's... I mean... I hope they're listening to that and taking cues and thinking about what Into Another was. If you don't, man, Into Another is something. But if you're under the age of 20, maybe don't check out Into Another.
No. It's a hard listen, man.
You think so?
I think that early stuff...
The early stuff is like Riffarama, but some people love it. To me, I pick up at Ignore Us, where they start getting a little more melodic. I don't know how we... So anyways, Fury. Fury signed to Run for Cover. Cool look. We're happy.
Yeah, here's the deal. Not going to hurt him.
No, definitely won't hurt.
So, and in addition to not hurting him, you got to shoot your shot, fam. Like, it's not 1994 where somebody might try to guilt trip you for having an email address. This is like...
That's real. People did that.
If you have an opportunity, you should take it, not because...
Are you quoting Eminem? You got one shot.
You got one shot. You got spaghetti.
No, so this
you got spaghetti on your shirt.
Mom spaghetti.
So issue 2 of our shout out to what's his face? NMZ.
Nick Acosta,
which is a New Morality fanzine who did the Axe to Grind term zine.
He sent them to me and I left them at home.
It's all right.
Sorry.
So, but in issue 2, you're going to get Adjacent, you're going to get Keep It Moving, and you're going to get Shoot Your Shot.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot. Not because because money is a goal, but just because opportunities are fun, and if you don't take them, you're sitting with your thumb in your ass doing the same thing for your entire fucking life.
That's right.
And you end up like some of these fucking dudes who are real happy to sit and judge you. You know what I mean?
Right.
In rap radio, they call it the dude on the milk crate. You know what I mean? The guy sitting out beside the store on the milk crate.
Mm-hmm. Right, freestyling, but can't,
Yeah, so eventually do something different.
And then I think in 2018, no one has given you a hard time
Nobody
for signing.
gives a fuck.
There's a very, minuscule piece of punk and hardcore that would be like, I can't believe you sold out.
Yeah.
But it's not nearly as prevalent as it was 20 years ago.
It's also people that straight up, I've had this experience, people that are not going to your shows no matter what, people that are not buying your records no matter what. So
huge part of the troll audience does not attend real life events.
Exactly. Here's the only thing I'll say about this Fury announcement that I don't like. Give me music.
No music.
If you're gonna announce some shit, give me some music.
Is there a date that is coming out? Like
fall.
Oh.
So like
still finishing things up.
Got it.
I kind of don't understand that. Don't get me wrong. In my life, in my band life, I have wanted labels to announce things because I thought it would benefit us in some way to have that energy and whatever. I don't think it does.
No. I'm curious. I do think maybe there's some opportunity for some people to hear Paramount still, the last Fury record.
Yeah,
so makes sense.
Maybe it's just a little nudge there. But all right. Next quick hit, and I think this is the last of the quick hits. Our buddies in California, Sound and Fury Festival 2018 full lineup.
All right.
Has been released. We're going to do kind of what we did with Damage City and just kind of hit them quick.
Super quick. Abuse of Power. I think they play every show. So
they're on like every fest.
Yeah, so far as I can tell, they played every show in the world.
Have some new songs out. Haven't listened yet.
No, I haven't checked it yet. Oh, no, I did. I lied. Because I put them on a playlist, actually.
Oh, good.
Backtrack. I thought they were over. I saw them not long ago. They were hot.
And they put out one of their best records. Yeah.
I'm not sure that matters.
No, but
I'm
it's just,
sure
as an old man, I'm impressed.
Yeah. I mean, I was too, but I'm not
Good
sure
energy.
Yeah. Bib. I'm going to be a total dickhead and say Bib and Bug are too confusing for me to keep track of.
Are they both on Popwig?
I believe. I believe. And
Consumer confusion.
there's some consumer confusion. Blazing Eye. That I'm taking it by the fact that this is an after show only show.
That they're a metal band.
LA Punk.
LA Punk band.
LA Punk.
Oh, is that
Super
right?
Punk, yeah.
Okay, because since they're playing with Iron Age and they have the name Blazing Eye, I was thinking, oh, this is some like Texas stone.
Like Riffer, like
Yeah,
they wear
yeah,
leather.
yeah.
Things
No,
like that.
LA Punk, I'm pretty sure. Really
Okay.
good, actually.
Brace War.
They're an institution.
Yeah.
But that is what I would say about them, and I'm not. Do they like that status?
I think they do.
Oh, fuck it then. All right.
I think they
play
might have put
shows?
like Sound and Fury champs 8
Okay,
times.
fuck it,
around
fuck it
something
then.
like that. Do they play shows?
Like, I'm not trying to be like.
Nah.
I don't. They're named as a pop up other than like major festivals. to
They
me.
play because Braces is big on United Blood. He runs the
okay,
whole
okay,
thing.
okay, got it.
So they play Sound and Fury because they just those dudes were very good to us and were really good to the festival and had a great time. So I think they
they
still
kill it.
play, and they play shows in Richmond, but they try to keep it light. And I don't think they're super active.
Now, didn't they play one of those crazy after shows when the Sound and Fury got shut down with the bike? I feel like I saw
I
a
don't
video
know.
of them in Foundation, someone's house, and that Brace War intro where everyone yells Brace
they
War.
were
It was one of the
crazy.
craziest things I'd ever seen.
That probably happened.
Yo, they have fans.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's a thing.
yeah.
still kill it.
Candy, we all agree that record is hot. We're
Hot as
hoping
shit.
that the next thing is hot as well.
We'll hear the demos soon.
Oh, all right.
Oh, hey.
Ceremony. I think Sound and Fury without Ceremony at this exact moment would be a misstep. I think it's a good move.
Big move.
Weirder than Brace War not playing would be Ceremony not playing.
Citizen. This is me being a total dickhead. Citizen did not play last year.
Turnover did.
Okay, you want to talk about consumer confusion? These bands are linked by choice. They release records around the same time, I think, all the time, and they really like each other. Maybe they tour together, whatever the fuck. But people talk to me about these bands, and I go, yeah, wait, I think that's the one.
Which one is that?
Someone
the one
told
from
it a worm on the
Michigan, from Ohio, or is that one from Virginia? No,
And it's no disrespect to these bands.
No.
It's just I have consumer confusion.
I think sound wise they've pushed kind of away from each other, but they certainly started in a similar place. Were signed by Run for Cover in a similar time frame. But yeah, their new record seems to be really kicking off. So
All right, God bless. Cold World.
Cold World, y'all.
Institution.
Yeah, we talked
They
about
don't
It'll
play
get
all the
wild.
time, but it'll get wild. This is
It'll
going to be
definitely
big.
get wild.
I think it'll be really big.
Creatures. This is an interesting one because I thought this was off every conceivable radar. This is like putting Duck Hunt on a show.
I got nothing.
I put out there for a 7-inch.
Did you put out the Duck Hunt 7-inch?
I did not. I could have. Creatures, but the reason they're tied in, I believe, is they are pre-Fury, pre-Forced Order, pre-Twitching Tongues, pre all these bands.
okay.
So young, they're gonna make like 50 people really, really excited.
All right,
God bless.
God bless. Dare, don't know a thing.
San Diego Straight Edge, I think, or LA, doing a record on Reaper.
We listened. You sent this to me.
Yes.
I listened. Okay. Day by day. The People's Champs right now? People like this?
Yeah.
Live, it will go wild.
Okay. Dead Heat. Everybody in the world likes this except for me.
I love it.
I think it's gonna crush at the show.
That's
I think they have the chance to be. Every fest has that local band who kind of steals the show. I think they can steal the show.
All right. I mean, people are psyched on this band. It hasn't resonated for me yet, but we'll give it a shot. Destruction Unit.
No familiarity. Let's go.
You know what? I think that's one of the ones that everybody tells me that like self-defense should play with because it's like,
And they're on the
Weird. You're
They're
weird.
on the show with Iron Age.
yeah. So, Detain, the real People's Champs.
State Farm Hardcore.
I talked to Detain the other day, and they are so psyched on this lineup because and we'll get to it, doesn't have a ton of heavy. And
No.
like to them, that's a thrill because it's like, oh, this isn't a thing where it's going to be 50 of us. You know what I mean? It's like we get a chance to kind of be
Stand
for
out.
the
Yeah.
people that like it and see it.
and win some people
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
They're the perfect heavy for this.
Agreed. Division of Mind.
The next perfect heavy for this.
Yes. Okay.
I think Division of Mind has a chance to what Brace War did fucking 11 years ago. I think Division of Mind has a chance to do at this show, like just become an instant favorite in California.
Interesting. Distort.
Cali band, and I think they'll do well. They're the other local, along with Dead Heat, that could be interesting.
Drug Church. I don't know. I don't know.
You guys are a good one. If you're not Citizen, but you're Change of Pace, and I mean, somebody complimented Sound and Fury, and it was shared to me that, Sound and Fury is always booking bands that aren't, hardcore. And Drug Church is more hardcore than Citizen, for sure.
That's true.
But it gives, there's a reason I've booked your bands on Sound and Fury. There's a reason your bands continue to get booked, because it's a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah.
I think you guys do well.
I mean, I think if there's a fest that suits us, it's probably this one.
And you're going to be more aggressive. I think people who have not seen your band will be impressed with the aggression.
I mean,
in a live setting.
Fucking slay. So yeah, if you're a fan of live things, fucking check it out. Ecostrike.
They already kill it in Cali.
All right, so they've pre-killed the show. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be even bigger. Now.
Foreseen, which has the best album art. I think that's
so
the best
fucking
album
cool,
art.
man. Yeah.
I envy it, and I don't know a fucking thing about them otherwise.
Helsinki Thrash.
I don't need to know thing about them otherwise. Freedom.
They'll kill it.
Yeah?
Low-key, really popular. I said that last time, and I think Bob said it wasn't low-key, but I feel like Toss, we go, yeah, Freedom. But meanwhile, they play and people go off for them.
Let's quick pause. I think that for younger people, or for younger ears, they really strike a chord. A friend of the room, Dusty Clouden, said that, what is it, USA Hardcore is a perfect hardcore record.
Wow.
Dusty Clouden?
I didn't
Dusty said that. Dusty has said that, which is wild, because to me,
that's so not in his lane.
Right, and I'm like, oh, this part's from that, this part's from that.
Right.
These are all. This is softball pitch to my taste, and I'm like, but to Dusty, he's like, perfect record.
See,
who doesn't listen to Negative Approach, and you're like, fuck, this is cool.
See, I got a couple haters in my texts saying like, I don't understand Freedom. It's so much things that you've heard, what you recognize as a feature, they see as a bug. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so I don't know, but
to me, it's
a
I
net
hate
neutral.
shit on it. No, it's too referential.
Okay.
But in 2018, maybe that's okay, because ain't nobody knowing what these things are, so they're just doing it, and they're the only one doing it. So
okay,
Fury, we talked about them enough.
We did Gouge Away. We've talked about it recently on podcasts. I think that's another palate cleanser. Could
different way, but I like the difference.
It could pop, honestly.
Yeah.
I think if there's a fest that suits it, it's probably sounding
It's
good.
cool to see them on something like this.
And
too.
are they the only band from the Bay on the show?
Oh no, Gouge Away is
And Spiritual Cramp.
No, Gouge Away is
Florida,
a Florida band.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
Higher Power, European. Am I right?
UK.
I dig them.
Yeah, I think I've been sent it like 3 times, and it must not have. Fucking, does it sound like Underdog or something? Is that what it's supposed to be?
It's cool.
riffy, but more crossover.
Groovy.
Yeah,
Okay.
groovy.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, groovy. That's why. All right.
Groovy and riffy. Yeah.
Ingrown. Heavy, I think. We've talked
Heavier,
about Ingrown.
Idaho?
Idaho. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I knew it was from someplace
Wild.
north and weird.
You're thinking potatoes, heavy, hard.
Okay. Breakfast potatoes are so good.
So good.
It's like my favorite food
Breakfast
now.
potatoes?
Yeah, I like race to Whole Foods to get to the
Really?
breakfast potatoes.
And there's a mixed bag on the Whole Foods.
Yeah, some
locations are really bad.
Yeah, I hate when they shoot for more of like a home fries.
You gotta
just
get
give me breakfast potatoes.
yes.
Make it greasy.
We're trying to get breakfast potatoes after this?
I think so.
That's
I
a
think
good
that's the
move.
meal. We're not gonna do pizza today. We're not doing pizza until we get that sponsorship.
Yeah.
Initiate. Don't know a thing.
I do know about it.
I don't know enough.
Okay, we'll
Sorry.
revisit.
Iron Age.
Should slay.
I think the shit on a pre-show or a late show or whatever the fuck it is, after show.
Wild.
Perfect.
Fucking perfect.
Perfect.
Come to New York.
Mil Spec. You know I like
Fans.
Yeah.
Fans.
it. Negative Approach.
This is a new edition, I would imagine, right?
Oh, okay. So this is so
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the rounds.
Oh, okay.
Negative Approach. I put off. A friend went to one of those early reunions. Said it was pitiful. Made him sick. I didn't take the time to go to any of them myself. They played, I think, right after us at the Fest in Florida. I thought they fucking killed.
Dude, they fucking murdered. I don't know what your friend saw.
I thought they fucking killed.
I've seen them a ton.
I really enjoyed myself.
Dude, they're so fucking intense. He's got
Yeah.
shark eyes. And I still think they're great. People go off. He doesn't say any words.
No.
He just goes, rah, rah, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think. I mean,
Fucking
those
really-
dudes are in their fucking 50s and still kill it.
First generation Maniac music.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nosebleed, I believe we talked about them recently.
Richmond?
Yep, Richmond. I don't have a ton to say about it yet. I guess I'll have deep
Triple
dive
B
myself.
record coming out soon.
Okay. Oso? Don't know a fucking thing.
Bear. That's all I
Okay.
know. It's
Oh, is that
in Spanish.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I like that. Now I like it more.
yeah, I do too. Queen of Jeans.
Riley loves this band.
Okay.
I think it's a palate cleanser. Mm-hmm. We'll dive into it more.
Okay. Razor Bumps. Another one that we've talked about. This is a pop wig band.
Public
Right on-
band,
which
kind
one's
of.
on now, right?
Yeah, and I think they're definitely on a different level. I like it. You were saying people compare them to Devo. I don't see that.
Well, it's funny because press compares them to Devo, and they're like, we don't actually sound like Devo.
No, they sound like punk music. You know what I mean? And it's hard because for people to place punk music, that is a quite large term. But they're loose. They're there's some spastic elements to their music, but there's an underlying melody that I think separates them from a lot of current hardcore.
Is it like 70s punk?
I think
Like that, like sushi or like something like that?
Sushi and the Banshees?
Yeah.
Like not. It
Or like
could
X-Ray
fit
Specs kind of thing?
Yeah, X-Ray Specs is a better reference, I
Okay.
think, but it's not dead there because I think it has a little more groove and a little bit more like on the low end. When I
Okay.
think of X-Ray Specs, I just think of shredding guitars, and I don't think of any kind of like underlying bass.
Got it.
And I think there's more of that here.
Sure.
Red Death.
Thrash.
Yeah, Thrash.
They'll do well.
Rotting Out.
This is the big one.
This is the big announcement.
First show back.
Yeah, okay. So,
Only show back? I don't know. Nobody knows yet.
well, oh yeah, are they going to be playing?
We don't know.
So,
I mean, might be going on tour or
We've
something.
This might be it.
I think we've
Who
talked. I
knows?
think we've talked about it. They should put out another record. Their
Yes.
window is not closed,
Right.
and they should put out another.
well, look, I mean, they are.
Oh,
Oh, are they? Did they say they're
I'm
going to do
fucking
another
hard.
record?
I mean, Pure Noise is posting that pictures of that, like
Okay.
a new photo.
You have to
All right,
assume, yeah.
fuck it.
Okay.
I mean,
Good for them. That's
Yeah.
smart.
So, Rotting Out was a ton of people's entry level band, intro
Absolutely.
band, and I think they became totally comfortable with that and happy to be that.
comeback kid for a generation.
Yeah, and that's totally wild to me because I didn't hear it through that lens.
no,
But
it's like skate
but
hardcore. I
God
love it. I
bless.
think it's great. Yeah.
Sabretooth Zombie. This is one I've said it before. I've dated multiple women that don't care about fucking hardcore music and love Sabretooth Zombie. There's something about this band that people just really like.
I feel like they're the band that's like, you want Ceremony? You also get Sabretooth Zombie on the
There certainly was a time for that big in California.
Okay.
Big.
Spine, Chicago,
St. Louis.
Oh, is that right?
I think maybe both. but
Okay,
St.
all
Louis,
right.
yeah.
And what is it? It's like
Don't get too parochial on us with that.
Yeah.
We know there's some things between St. Louis and Chicago.
Yeah, and
but-
how the Cubs hate the Cardinals.
Yeah, we
it.
got you.
Spine. Pretty hard.
Somebody recently
Fast.
asked me, fast, kind of like not quite power violence, but right in that
Yeah,
world.
I went to Power Violence and stopped myself so that we didn't get the
Power
we didn't get
PV,
added.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a friend who was like, they're on Bridge 9? This is the Spine who's kind of like almost power violence-y, and I'm like, yeah. And people were
are they on Bridge 9?
Yes.
We're gonna have to talk.
New record
about
coming
Bridge-
out
We're gonna
soon.
talk about Bridge 9. Spiritual Cramp. This is good. This is good. I don't just say this because they're homies. This is like
It's also a good palate cleanser.
I think this is perfect.
What is the record you recommend? Do you have one? Because I listened to some and wasn't brought in like I wanted to be. Everything about it made
Oh, they
me
have
want to
several?
like it.
I think it's like what?
Is it just one record
It might
or a
just be
single?
one. It might be
It's-
one in a demo, or it might
something
be one
like that. There's more than it's one of those things where
Oh,
it's a
okay. I
couple
thought they were
things.
newer.
They still
Oh, they
are.
are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a relatively new band, and
Or maybe they have a new record coming out too.
that
and
I
it's just-
believe they have
okay.
something out on React. That I know.
That's correct. Maybe it's just a single.
And here's the thing: this band live is one of those things you can put on any show, and I think that is such an asset and so cool.
Don't they have a horn player?
You know what?
Or something. They had something because they did that AN tour. And people were
Yes, yes.
like, or like something random. It's like that triangle player really got weird. Like, I forget who it was.
No. They're big on the tambourine. They're not afraid of the.
That's what it is.
They're
Yes.
not afraid of the tambourine.
And they have a
Nice.
guy just like a Bobo from Avail that just plays tambourine.
Yeah, not afraid.
I was hoping it was a singer stage prop because that's a nice thing to hold.
Yeah, you need to go for that, dude.
You know what?
Like-
No. I think on future tours I'm getting the theremin. I think a theremin is so fun.
Yeah, but like I feel like with like a tambourine, like the one that you hold, like the I gotta run, like not like a like the you could do like the whole fucking
one
Liam
that-
Gallagher thing, man.
It's a
Live for
weird pitch.
Patrick, I think it would
It's a
be really
weird
weird
pitch.
because he gets so spastic. It would just be like weird tambourine sounds, So
Trail of Lies. Oh, Teenage Wrist. My bad. Teenage Wrist. I don't know a thing.
Nope.
No.
Trail of Lies. Heavy. We'll probably go over here. Well, you know what? Now that we talked about the Detain thing, there's not a ton of truly heavy on.
No, there's not a lot.
Those two, really.
Detain, maybe you can throw Division of Mind in there.
Yeah,
but not even quite.
How
this
will
heavy.
Trail of Lies top United Blood? 4 drummers on the stage.
I think they got plans.
And War Hungry.
Inside guy over here.
War Hungry. I kind of did. I low rate them, or did I just say that on this?
No, you questioned the big upping.
Yeah. And I still kind of do.
I think you'll be surprised.
Yeah, well, that's what everybody's
They're a
telling me.
band.
You know what's funny is when everybody tells me something, maybe I guess I will be surprised because apparently everybody agrees.
I think the big piece on a couple of these. I think War Hungry is a good example. I think Negative Approach is actually a good example. I don't think Negative Approach isn't headlining.
No.
No, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't. If you ask them to, it would be tough. But if you put them 4th from the top, 3rd from the top, so good.
Come out and play
War
20 minutes.
Hungry, same deal. Put them 3rd, 4th. Get a lot of bodies in the room. It's just a fun time.
Okay.
And what are they? I mean, those sets are usually 20 minutes or so, except like as they go higher.
As you go higher, yeah, maybe you get a 30-minute set up from a band like War Hungry, maybe.
Okay,
But
which I think is
max,
enough.
that's
for like
perfect.
a lot,
Are you
you know.
fucking kidding? 25 minutes of hardcore, period. Out. Done.
I mean, if
Bye.
Negative Approach came out into 20 minutes, it would be the coolest 20 minutes you've ever seen.
I like 6 Negative Approach songs. Play those. We're good.
I'll
And
say
that's
this.
like kinda-
Yeah, I'll say this. This is a fest cheat code. Go out, kill 12 minutes. I think Blind Justice did that a while back. Go out, kill a 12 to 14 minute set, get off the stage. People leave, oh shit, I want more of that. I'm going to go buy some shit because I want more. If you play 25, 30, 35 minutes, people like your ass for the first half and then are like,
Then it might pick up
I'm
at
all
the
right.
end or-
I'm
yeah.
good.
I mean,
I'm good on this.
straight up, if you're trying to win people over, play short.
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
All the play the bangers you have, and that's it.
everybody in this room understands that, but so I guess I'm talking to the fucking
You're preaching to the choir, but I don't think everybody knows that. I think some people are like, no, we want to go exposed. No. Get in, get out, do your business and go. Keep it moving.
You play long as a headliner because presumably people are there for you. If people are not there for you and they're just absorbing you, play short, give them a taste. Don't
Right,
fucking
and
try
not
to
come back.
Don't try to get them stuffed.
Agreed.
All right, what else we got?
I think that's it for quick hits.
So this is our new music episode.
hits.
Yeah, we're gonna do new music. However, there was one other thing that wasn't a quick hit, but it's something I think we have to talk about, which is gonna be meta because we're gonna be a podcast talking about another podcast.
Okay.
The NPR
Invisibilia.
series did an episode called "The Call Out" that detailed some stories of a couple years back, leading into still open subject matter, I guess, regarding call-out culture, regarding the band Ice, regarding people who are or have been involved in the Richmond hardcore scene. Everybody listen to it.
I have not.
I did.
Me too. So we'll talk about it, and you can
I'll
ask
react.
questions. Yeah,
You're like the audience.
yeah. Whoa.
What does NPR stand for?
So Tom, do you remember a band named Ice?
You know what? I don't.
No, me neither.
Okay, well, everyone's like, I thought I was that old that I was like, you guys were talking about, it's Ice. And I go, I missed that one.
I needed a gentle reminder what the fuck that was, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay, I remember. But
I mean,
Wait a minute. Wasn't there something with them about being mad about guys being up front and moshing?
yeah, we're good. Perfect.
yeah,
Is that
so
it?
Perfect. Good frame of reference.
Yeah.
Let's do
Good.
it.
Okay,
All right,
now I
so
do remember that.
Ice put out a largely forgettable demo, like no diss. It just was fine.
People's demos are forgettable. It's fine.
Exactly.
It was a fart.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good term. They were a band with a female singer who was very outspoken, and I think their most memorable live performance incident was some guy was singing along to a song, and I believe on the episode, the woman Emily, as she's identified on the program, says, I was mad that he was singing along, so I just started punching him in the face. And and I've seen the video, she really goes at him.
And there was no, they didn't know each other before that.
So,
Okay.
so Tom, here's the problem with this this podcast that we listen to.
Sure.
Couple things.
On the face of it, it feels like so many things must be left out. Otherwise, Richmond is fucking insane. And like if we take this podcast to be just the natural facts, so like the
Here it is. We put all the cards on the table.
right, then and there's not something that's being unspoken,
Nothing adds up.
it sounds like we're talking about an alternative universe, like just something that I've never seen before.
Well, so I guess the crux of us talking about this is that, one, I think that everyone should go and listen to this because it's sort of interesting, and I think they handle it both well and oddly. That so the subject matter is covering that underrepresentation of females in hardcore. Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
correct. Yeah. And that the response to how to discussing in a small subculture that call-outs have become a way to balance out things when you are marginalized, when you are assaulted, when you are aggrieved. And this helps kind of balance things out a little bit. It allows you to out abusers of all types, and that this series tracked Emily, who was involved in kind of several call-outs, or was involved in this and was doing a band, but then found herself also being called out.
Interesting.
Right. So it's it walks us through Emily's experience, which is as a woman who didn't feel, a classic hardcore origin story, didn't feel comfortable at home, whatever.
Yeah, it's something very familiar, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, same. Yeah.
And then she arrives in Richmond, starts becoming very comfortable.
Get involved, yeah.
Wants to get involved, wants to be part of what's going on, and does so, and makes a big impact on people. Her band is... I guess popular?
I think it's undeniable to talk about the influence. They weren't. I think popular is relative, obviously, but I think
Local
they did
popular,
well.
I mean.
Absolutely, and I think that they played a big role in just kind of pushing some issues and making people maybe feel uncomfortable about things that they should feel uncomfortable about.
Sure. Were they kind of like a precursor to like the influx of like more female-fronted bands and stuff like that? Or, I'm speaking
I'm gonna put that in a bubble and say of the current, like what we'd say woke variety. Yes, I think so.
Like the Firewalkers and all that sort of stuff.
Like because obviously you and I have been in bands with women for over a decade, so like
25 years, maybe, but yeah,
right. So I've got
Tom and mine origin story of meeting was that the woman I was dating was in a band prior to Tom's band called Most Precious Blood. And that's how they kind of knew each other.
No shit.
Yeah, so it's cool.
That's how we met. I was like, yo, you got to change the name.
Yeah. No.
But
anyways,
her name, theirs meant a little something different than ours.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So an interesting thing is that we're all aware that women have been part of the subculture since Get, right?
Yeah.
But there is maybe like a thread that is combining that is linking some of the bands right now, right? So
I hope.
And I think that this is maybe the precursor, the presage.
I think no. I think they were kind of in the same. They were in the wheelhouse. Okay. Let's say, or and it's foolish for us to say they're all were in the same circles, but I think that there was some shared circling. But anyways, ICE was around. They were really kind of put their feelings and their politics right up front. Great,
cool.
What we call for from the bands we listen to, right? But this travel follows this story follows her going into where she gets called out for being an abuser, and then this is where things kind of take a turn.
I'm sorry, is this all about her? Like this entire thing is about
it
her
zones
kind
out.
of
It
journey
pulls
through.
It's NPR, so they pull out and they talk about different stuff.
Okay.
So go listen to it. We're not going to give you the whole summary.
At one point, the thing that Bob and I found most instructive was they bring in a mental health professional or social scientist. I forget what the fuck. But
some smarty
who explained the role that that pain has in
progress.
In social progress, and then it goes into great detail about how isolation triggers the same part of your brain as physical pain, and it can be a learning tool.
Really interesting. Like honestly, if you're even partially interested, don't get douche chills. Go listen to this.
I've actually listened to Invisibility before, just not this one.
So, all that said, here's where I jump out the window, become a villain, and people can fucking be angry for a week. This then lost me because unless there is much more to this story, her call out amounted to she was a mean girl in high school. And
And potentially laughed at someone online.
Sure.
For some of the stuff that people shouldn't laugh at each other for.
No, legitimately, let's go all the way and say she was an asshole. She was a mean girl.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Like bully, even, right?
Okay.
Sure. But she was now 30.
She's now 30.
Right.
And she is still
half her life ago.
When at the time of the
fucking life.
At the time of the incident, she was 30. So, was anyone in this room less than kind at some point in their teenage years to someone?
Absolutely, yes.
I was on both sides of that coin.
Yeah.
Right. As I'm sure
Bullied
everyone
and
in this,
bullied.
I'm sure everyone in this room felt that and can look back and go, "Oh shit!" You know
That's what we got here.
I was really lost by this part of the whole thing.
Heartbroken for me.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's do this. This is how I'm going to cover my bases here.
CYI.
I'm going on what this reports. If you know more about this situation at home and you are sitting here being angry, be angry with the understanding that I'm going on what
We're going off the podcast, yeah.
This did not warrant this response.
No.
There's a person who becomes her, I guess, Grand Inquisitor, her chief persecutor, and this woman, Emily, in this podcast, the way that she is portrayed is someone who is currently kept out of a thing that she really enjoys. People that she
Because of the...
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was
She's buried.
okay.
So quick
Sorry,
thing, hold on, pull back. Again, we're going off the podcast. We're going off this thing. We don't know anything else. And the piece that I want to say is we also aren't really looking for you to inform us on this. This is one.
Oh yeah, don't at
Please
us.
don't get at us. Please don't
us.
email us the backstory because we're talking about our response to this. I hope you listen to the podcast and respond to that. If you want to talk to us about how you respond to that, cool. We don't want the dirt. We don't want the dirt.
When people hit us with that shit, what do you expect? Like for us to do a follow up where it's like Emily was in fact a real dickhead? No. You know what I mean?
No. So I
tipper.
was super sympathetic to it because so there was a point with this her accusation where she essentially was judged by her peers, some punctuary, which we've heard rumor of in different circumstances as well.
Oh, I mean,
we're aware of it.
It's a thing.
It's a real phenomenon.
It's a real thing, and we know some people who've got things in it, and you gotta go get out of here. Stop with that.
Now, do you feel comfortable like being a little bit more like specific about the accusation that it's like and was like the thread to sort of like, well, I mean, it undermined all her other steps, all the things she's done in her life because it's like, she called somebody fat once.
Yes, it's pretty much it.
I mean,
we don't know
as a man
how
of larger carriage.
So So here's the deal. The thing that she is directly accused of is after gaining some notoriety in the scene for her stances and what she's accomplished in her band, somebody says, "Listen here, you fucking hypocrite. You ridiculed my friend in high school, made her feel terrible about herself. I don't think you can call yourself a feminist." And what that amounted to was somebody had posted this other young woman's nudes online, and Emily says she left a smiley, laughy face emoji underneath. Now,
and maybe was also mean in high school.
Yeah, and she cops to being mean.
So, all right, so the punk person was not nice in high school.
Correct.
Let me get that straight.
Yes.
Okay, just out of curiosity, because a lot of punk kids I know that I grew up with that went to high school kind of getting fucked with, so they weren't that nice.
I mean, I don't even need to make excuses. We know people that involved in punk that
not nice now.
Left people with a brain injury in high school, and I just felt very outside of this. If I'm going to be honest, because self-defense is full of like people that are active in different shit and whatever. I'm always on the periphery of these conversations. And I do my best not to be the standard issue fucking white dude that's like fucking whatever. I try. I'm the straight up standard issue white dude on this one, and I'm not budging. There's a dude in this who is her chief fucking accuser, who is, I guess, doing his version of the ally bit where it's like, you made fun of my friend in high school.
I mean, that's out the window. He should.
Now,
as a dude.
I was listening to this dude who says at one point, the interviewer, now don't get me wrong, I know what it is to bluster and I know what it is to just talk big because you're in a moment, but the person putting together this podcast asks, do you care what happened to Emily?
Oh, this part's terrible.
And this shitty fucking weasel goes, no, why would I care? I don't care. I don't care what
she could be dead.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Which was unreal.
Now, let me say this.
God.
I'm going to jump out a window real hard right now. If I was Emily, this would be my fucking Taken moment. This would be my... I would make sure that person never feels safe again in their fucking life. Because you don't throw me into the shredder and then... quote unquote, don't give a fuck what the fuck happens to me. I'll kill you.
Right.
I'm not having it.
You don't care how it ended.
Like,
It's just
me,
like, as long as she's fucked.
Agree on that. I don't even know what to say about the person who becomes the Inquisitor here. I don't even know what to say because
the guy who, by his own admission, is no longer involved in the scene that was so important to him that he had to throw Emily into the woodchipper.
Now, what about the victim? Was she ever involved in any of this? Was she kind of...
They actually, she's the third voice. There's a third voice.
Okay, so it wasn't like someone taking up her kind of beef.
I mean, to a degrry, it was.
So, this girl was probably like, it was fucking...
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't listen.
But I'm going to be harsh there, too. I don't have one of these horrendous, like, I was a bully sort of things, right? But I've certainly been unkind in my life. Mm-hmm. If anybody at all seeks to judge me for something pre-fucking 19 years old, get the fuck out of my face. I'm not having it.
Well, now, how about this? Because we've talked about area denial. Imagine Tom, myself, 3 other people came in and said, Pat, actually, when you were 18, Jimmy, XYZ'd, and you ABC'd. And we've decided your punishment is that you are no longer allowed to be in a band. You are no longer allowed to go to shows. You are no longer allowed to be involved in these things you like to be involved in. You are no longer allowed. You are out.
You are banished.
What would you say?
I'd say no person without a gun is going to fucking make me do a fucking thing in this life.
Right, that was my question. How do those things get
that's the
implemented and enforced?
Because, and this is, now we're into assumption world. I'm not going to make assumptions. I'm going to say this is the part where my heart was broken because I said, I've done things I don't feel good about. I've done things that I'm embarrassed of when I was a teenager. Me and my friends would actively go and litter. Throw shit out of our car.
That's a really bizarre one.
Well, I mean, I could have thought of meaner things, but
Yeah,
that's
sure.
like that shows like the kind of stupid dickheads like you think that's funny. You know what I mean?
I'd break mailboxes. Yeah.
No, well, but we weren't, slurring anybody. We weren't harassing anyone. Well, we were harassing other dudes, like in a jerk way. But like, whatever. There's things I've been embarrassed of. But for someone to say, "Hey, you're not allowed to be a part of this," and to self-impose and go, "Okay." You don't have the right by occupying this space to tell anyone else they can't be in this space.
I get really, really weird about this because I don't go around policing other people's behavior, and when people seek to do so for me, for even the best intentions, let me just paint with a broad brush and say that they've got the best intentions in mind. I immediately flip to who the fuck elected you, and who the fuck like these. I'm again. Here's where I'm banned from Philadelphia for both scenes in Philadelphia right now. Philadelphia loves some of this like accountability, trial, like community trials and shit like this. If you attempted to put me in a basement with 3 fucking people who I'm not confident wash their own assholes and are like, you don't get to do this because 3 people. Let me say this about this world. Anybody who elects to be a judge is a fucking bad person and has no right to judge me, and I would kick the living shit out of anybody that dared to stand in front of me and say that shit.
Some listener, please get us the number of physical threats Patrick's made on this one. There's a few.
I need to palm a clicker. You're like, I'll fucking kill you. I'll do this. Strike 3.
It's like weirdly, you want to, let's use the parlance of our times. It's weirdly very triggering for me because
no, I know.
The idea that somebody would dare to look me in my eye and tell me what I can and can't do. Yo, you're insane.
I had no familiarity with this situation, and what I left this thing with was feeling sad. One, they summed it up by being like, "Oh, Richmond's a better place these days." Da, da, da. Fuck out of here. That's the fallacy of mainstream media on that one. But two, that I felt a lot of sympathy for Emily. You can not like someone's ass. You can hate someone's ass. You can tell them you can't come to my show because I'm putting it on. It's in my fucking living room. Fine. Yeah. But don't try to ban them from something. Like, it's when intangibles become possessives, and I'm just not with that, man.
So Tom, there's a moment that Bob and I both felt really strongly about, where Emily is told. So I should break this up a little bit. People start calling venues and saying, "I don't feel comfortable with Emily there. I don't feel safe." Now, around
town in Richmond.
Now, to people,
oh, good Lord!
Right now, you and I are not able to hide that we're just not buying that. And
no,
you're the actual woke dude in this room. You're the sensitive ass motherfucker that is. You're good. I'm not there, and I'm not putting up with somebody that I know. I know what unsafe is. And
you go to shows with motherfucking felons. Yeah. That's the way you should be unsafe.
Yeah, thank you.
You went to United Blood. There was at least fucking 5 felons in that room at any one point. Some girl saying, like, your nudes were weird.
Yeah,
is not going to make anyone feel uncomfortable.
That is
maybe that's fucking old white guy of me, but goddamn it.
Nah, I mean, honestly, it is old white guy, and it's also like maybe just also in this specific case, just maybe a fact that like this is not beneficial to anybody, including the people that we would hope it would be.
And can we stop with the emojis? now that I'm going to be old,
then now you just hit a level of elderly. This is not old. This is elderly.
No, yeah,
because I cannot understand what half of these things mean.
Well,
use your big human being words.
Well,
thank you.
Okay,
sorry.
Hold on.
That's just my axe to grind. I got an axe to grind.
The part that killed Bob and I was where they ask Emily, "Do you?" Some people say they feel safer now that you're gone. Do you think the scene is safer without you there? Now, all we know about this girl, based on the fucking reportage, is she was a dickhead. She actually chokes a little bit, pauses, and doesn't know how to answer.
There's no answer to that.
No, well, here's the thing, though.
Tries.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
You and I would kick the table over because it's fucking.
If you
lunacy.
say no, then you're a dick. If you say yes, and even if you don't believe it,
everyone
you have to say yes.
Everyone in this room is Hulk smashing.
I get so Hulk smashing.
I'm angry and I haven't even listened to this.
I just punk cops make me vomit.
It's so the antithesis.
Yeah, that's the episode. This is new music backed with no punk cops.
Fucking make me vomit because I don't buy your. At the end of the day, when you don't give a living fuck about what happens to the person that you fucking threw into the grinder,
as quoted,
when you don't give a fuck, that speaks to me that you are not the worthy judge of this situation. That you are pushing whatever it is inside of you, the hurtness inside of you.
Right,
you are trying to hurt other people,
and they're not even around anymore.
And guess
what?
Which
is even more fucked up.
Totally human, totally normal. Totally not putting up with it on my end. I don't give a fuck.
And you know what's the sad part? And let's just close it right here. Bad guys won. Bad guys won on this one. Yeah. That this person got pushed out and was judged, and I don't care about this person. They're gone. Good. Okay. Well, there's a lot of problems with that. We'll go deeper on stuff like this, but go listen to this NPR show.
If I could just air out my shit for a second.
Of course.
I think part of the reason this is upsetting for me is because I sometimes end up in these spaces, right? Like I end up in spaces where people are mad at me for being uncool, right? Yeah. And like I'm trying to be understanding of what uncool is to one person and not another person, etc. This resonates a lot for me because last year I threatened a dude. Dude turned out to be gay, didn't know that. I don't care. He has 50 pounds and 2 fists on me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck.
He's got 4 fists?
No, he's got 4 fists. he fights...
It was a Dr. Octopus looking dude.
He fights John Carter of Mars. So here's the thing. I didn't know all that, but it wouldn't have affected me anyway. I would have said...
It was immaterial to the argument.
100%. Right. Don't give a fuck. If I see him, he's still getting punched in the face.
We're still not sure about the tabletop gamings. If he plays or not, we're not sure.
Not sure.
I mean, maybe that's how you can suss it out. Be like, me and you risk
but
one-on-one.
Here's the deal.
Yes.
we go to play a show someplace and the show nearly gets canceled. The show nearly gets canceled by somebody who has really got a hard on for me doing this thing that they really don't quite understand. And they say to the promoter, look, I just think it's really important that you and I discourse on this, to the promoter. Like, I think it's important that we get together and talk about this unsafe band playing our scene. Now, this is interesting to me because that would strike me as sanctimonious and disingenuous no matter what. It strikes me as extra so when literally 3 weeks later, Homeboy's good friend is a rapo, and this person who is so keen on dialogue disappears. Mr. Dialogue becomes Mr. fucking Underground. And that's been my experience, and sorry to anybody in Richmond who feels like I'm fucking painting with a broad brush, that was my read of this fucking podcast, which is everybody is comfortable being the judge until it's fucking
until the gavel turns on you.
Yeah, or and I have it's getting weird for me where it's like I would have had more patience for this if I hadn't seen it 100 times in my life.
Right. And so you're saying like you hate hypocrites that like badmouth a festival but take their money.
Yeah, I hate the people I hate people that are just like do you know what they say? I listen to rap radio all day. Keep that same energy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Keep that same energy. If
you are the Joe Budden of this podcast.
If it's your time to get thrown in the grinder, then I want you to march in there because you were so keen on fucking pushing people.
Well, and I mean, I think that's where Emily put herself, is that she felt like she was marching people into the grinder. She went in, but what I'm saying is nobody should have been marched into the grinder for the shit this level. The being, you a rapo? Get in the fucking grinder.
Yeah,
go by. Yeah. You got some abuse shit? Get out of here. You harass women? You flash women? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, here's the
you
thing.
were mean in high school? Welcome to reality.
See, okay, so you just drew a line, and here's what's interesting. I think everybody in this room is comfortable with that line,
right? And that's
And if these people opt for a different line for themselves, it's hard for me to argue that. Except I just simply don't believe you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like.
Then you don't interact with that person. You don't make that person unable to interact with everybody else.
So, is everybody familiar with that comedian Jamie Kilstein? Does that sound?
I know the name.
He did a podcast, and then he got kicked off his own podcast, and because he was basically just trying to get ass. Whatever. If you go look into it, it's really not what was reported. But anyway, he's not funny, and he's also a weird dickhead at the time. He was the guy. But I listened to an interview with him recently where he was talking about his time in quote unquote call out culture, whatever, right? Yeah. And he said, I didn't realize it until I got called out and until I was like made to leave the thing that I enjoyed. When I was doing that to people, I never once thought about them the next day. I never once gave them thought of
how it affected.
I would crucify people based on news that I had gotten, and I would just run with it and say what they needed to do with their life, and then they never entered my brain again. And that's what strikes me about this particular podcast is Emily was guilty of it because earlier in the podcast, her friend sent an unwanted nude to somebody that was the alleged thing, and she gets sad about it. She's like, yeah, we have never spoken again, and I heard he wasn't doing well. That's psychotic to me. You know what I mean? That Emily's acting in the capacity of a fucking loon right there. And then later, when her chief accuser is like, I don't care if she's dead, I'm listening to this going, you're all insane.
Yeah.
You are.
There's no humanity.
Like there's not an adult in the room.
And okay, so let's talk about this. All right, and this is we're going big here, but y'all try to say, oh, we talk about everything.
Yeah.
So what happens? Let's talk about this. Rapo is kicked out of the hardcore scene by the Kangaroo Court. Mm-hmm. Where's he going? We decided we don't want to go to the real cops because fuck the real cops, right? Oh, so Rapo's okay to go down the road and be in the pop punk scene? Well, no, they're adjacent, so they might know and they might see this dude's name. Oh, What about now he's going to go to the rave scene?
Yeah. Nobody knows and nobody cares.
knows and nobody cares, and he's down the road. Do we feel comfortable in that? Because now you're saying, well, I didn't think about them the next day. Well, now they're
That
gone.
person still
and
lives.
And that person still lives.
You
and
kick the can
because
down
you kicked the can down the road, and now they're doing bad shit to someone else. You feel good about that? You feel safe? You feel comfortable? You feel good about your role in caring about your community, but not the next one?
I think that's also the part that maybe, quote unquote, triggers me. That concern for community, in my experience, which is now long, that is not long lived.
Do you think it's hollow?
I think the people might have the best of intentions. I try to give them that much. However, the dude that was, like I said in this podcast, the dude that was so keen on his community standards is no longer part of that community.
In a way that was like aggressive, like, I don't care.
And to me, it's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck about the punk community insofar as it like I live on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like I interact with people every day that aren't just in my little fucking circle.
Sure.
So like I'm not. This isn't fucking concentric circles that are going down to me and 4 homies. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, your effort to police your community, if it is in fact genuine, coming from a place of concern for, firstly, I'm a cynic on this. When I see you jump out up front and be like, marginalized people, and you are a corny ass white dude, get the fuck out my face. I don't believe you. You know what I mean? So that's just me though. I understand. But I really think that like the garden tending from people that I know are going to be absent in a few years is very intolerable to me. Like,
right, unless you're a fucking lifer.
No, and
is that what you
mean?
mean? Like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the tenure and duration shit puts us in the old man boat. But I also think it's tough because you're right. Like this, there's a lot of people who shout about community, this and that. The big thing to me is that this is a culture that embraces extreme opinions from very young people to an extent that the lifers follow those young extremes to the zenith, to the nth.
Right.
You know?
Bunch of fucked up people.
Bunch of fucked up people, and we all need to step back and go, oh shit, I am allowing myself to be in this room with a lot of extremes because I feel as though what is your reasoning? To me, the same way as that I want to bring my small child into the city and bring him into places he hasn't been. I want to expand his worldview and allow him to see more.
Right.
I'm not afraid to go into a show where there's felons because they are there and there's theoretically this community code, right? But that's not guaranteed. That said, when we start policing communities, there's just a fidelity there that's like, are you really concerned with this, or are you putting on a pose?
Are you doing it because you get off on controlling human beings? Yes. Because that is, again, it's sick, but that's been my entire experience. Is I've never, when all of this shit shakes out, it has been my experience, and pardon me for people that have pure hearts out there and are doing the right thing. It has been my experience that the fucking Grand Inquisitor is the person with the most fucking dirt underneath that robe. And like,
right, because you're like, don't look back, don't look behind the curtain. It's all in front of me. Yeah.
And I don't trust you worth a goddamn when you come out like that. And so, at any rate, I found this to be interesting, infuriating, sympathetic, and humanizing, but also in a way that made me feel very distant from Richmond, because I was like, yo, this doesn't make a lick of fucking sense. This isn't my Richmond. Not that I live there, but like I've been there 100 times. I don't know about this person, but I guess you exist.
Is this a different Richmond from like the one we're more familiar with, the one like you're kind of in with? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's adjacent. It's not.
Is it like the ABC Naria versus CBGB's
no,
kind
that's
of
actually
Richmond?
what's interesting.
Okay.
That is what I found really interesting, is that it wasn't the complete like.
It wasn't the basement Richmond scene.
That's what I mean.
No.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
do you have anything fun to follow up with that?
Well,
all right, let's do a quick zen.
Hold on, here's what I'm going to say to close us out.
Yeah.
In the spirit of what I just said, to the scumbag that doesn't care what happens, blah, 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 I care what happens to you. I hope you get your fucking life straight and you're not doing this. And Emily, I hope you get your life straight. You now, I hope to God I think about you again in this life, and I hope you're all doing better, because the part of this I found disturbing was that none of you give a fuck what happens to anybody once they're outside of your fucking view.
Yeah.
That I don't want to be that. That's what I took away from this fucking podcast. Yeah.
So, that's what's being a good human is.
Yeah, don't go through life with blinders.
Don't just care about your circle. Care about the fucking planet, the people around, especially people. Come on now. All right.
Hit us with some new music.
Everybody ready? What's your shirt say there?
Do we need
what do we got?
This is
Touche Amore.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, but
I thought it said like "fuck New York" and it had a bomb on it.
Yeah, I was gonna come at you.
You know what I mean? It was like crazy.
It's gonna swing on you and flip this table.
Yeah, part of that H. Yeah, all right.
Fun fact: this is the only Touche Amore shirt that I think is nice. It looks good. And this one sold terribly for them on the tour that we did with them.
Because there's a bomb on it.
Shows
is
your
that
taste.
bad? Are bombs
I would
bad?
think so.
Really?
No, bombs are cool.
Yeah, bombs are cool.
Not when you're going through like fucking TSA, bro.
No, that's true.
How long have we been recording? This hasn't been long.
It hasn't been long.
Okay, we're good. All right, we good.
Probably about an hour.
Okay, we're good. All right, let's go. So we're gonna talk about new music. We did an episode that we loved and we think other people loved, and we talked about all the new music of the day. And it's been a couple months, so let's dig into the new music of the day.
Let's do it.
First one on the list: Fiddlehead.
Love it.
I don't.
Okay. It hits a particular soft spot for me.
What soft spot?
My dad dying young. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like watching my mom go on without him.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know,
get you.
typical Irish family, the Flynns, the Sheehan's.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It kind of,
Yeah, my dad died young too.
you know what I mean? Like reading that stuff and kind of hearing it, it's like, fuck, man. Like you really, that dude knows how to fucking hit the spot.
My dad's got more people wishing he was dead than anybody I know, and he's going to live forever.
Yo, I mean, I legit. There was a point where I called you asking about your dad because he was, and that was probably 8 years ago.
He's just like eternal. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But at any rate, so here's the deal. I didn't hate this at all. It opens with a very Swizz-like moment.
Sure.
And I was psyched because Sweet Jesus, which was Pat Flynn's band that sounds
Like Swizz.
exactly like Swizz, was too much for me. Because
Like too referential?
I love Swizz, and that was too much. Like, I don't need the exact thing, right?
Sure.
So I didn't love Sweet Jesus, even though I really love the sound.
With the source material. Yeah.
So I was excited because I thought, oh, this has those Swizz elements that I enjoy so much, but isn't so on the nose. But then by midway through the album, I thought that it fell into too much of like a post-title fight sort of space. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And some of those like more aggressive moments that I was like really psyched on, I wasn't hearing as much. So this record ultimately lost me midway through. But I would be very interested in like an EP of 4 fucking banger ass songs from Fiddlehead.
They have an EP that came before this
Right.
that I don't think is as strong as this, but you might check it. It is more. I think it's more aggressive than this.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I need aggressive.
This is like, you know, a lot of, I think the vocals have like an oddly Fugazi-ish flourish to me. I feel like he sounds like Guy, and Ian, like what their voices would sound like together. And yeah, I mean, like a lot of Seaweed. I think
Seaweed's a good reference.
I think it's got basement in it.
Yeah, it does.
Like if you listen to that with a guy with a cleaner voice, it would probably sound like some of the basement stuff. Definitely. I mean, I don't know if it's an intentional, if they're drawing from the same well. Definitely Title Fight heavy.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's just kind of how much they like that band, or it's like all kind of pulling
in the
from
ether,
that. Yeah, I don't know. But I think it's, you know, dude can write a lyric. I think they're great. I really enjoy it, and I'd like to see them again.
So here's a question. I got asked, what's up with Fiddlehead? Why isn't this getting the traction that it should? Does Pat Flynn not have the cultural pull anymore? To which I'd say, no, he hasn't been in a fucking active band in fucking forever. But I thought that was a weird criticism that kind of demonstrates how myopic we all are and how much we like clang around in our own little spaces. Because to me, I felt like I was drowning in Fiddlehead.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I just listened to them again today. And they have 25,000 people listening to them every month.
And
for a band that's played how many
just
shows?
hit,
Right.
You know, and they did a little tour. They probably played a dozen shows or less.
So that's but
And they sold out of the first press of that record.
Quick.
And repressed, and the repress is out now. Like it's
Right.
barely.
I mean,
getting-
25,000 people listening a month.
So here's the thing. I just wanted to use it as a teachable moment that we all fucking have this thing where our timeline is the is the thing that we believe to be the majority
Right.
conversation.
Sure.
And it most assuredly is not.
No.
You know? Bob, what was your take on this?
I like it a lot. The Laylo, the first song they
Laylo's
released,
a hit.
is the hit. I think it's Pat Flynn's strongest vocal performance.
Yeah.
That's true.
It makes me angry
Really?
because I'm like, this motherfucker is talented like this. Like, I'm used to the yelling Pat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this dude can like carry a tune too and write like melodies.
No, he's good, and
Yeah.
I think this
Not in a
music.
bad way. Like,
no,
I'm not,
it's,
but I'm
it's
just like,
not.
fuck.
I think it's his strongest vocal performance. I think it's his strongest lyrical performance. I know, the subject matter is real. Like,
Yeah.
I think that matters. I think that matters in hardcore along the way. When you have things you actually care about and you sing about, you can hear it.
It's not just that, because I agree with you that we're going to talk about some records I don't think are saying shit. And it did occur to me today that things that say shit, they resonate longer, right? And you do get knocked out of the frame faster if you're about nothing. People forget about you faster if you're about nothing. So it's good to be about something. But I will also say that some of these people might really care and don't have the verbiage.
Or don't have the verbiage or don't have the delivery style. And I mean, I think that comes with time and experience. Pat's recorded how many goddamn records? I think if Pat Flynn 2004 was recording this and for some terrible reason had lost someone close to him with a similar depth of subject, he wouldn't be able to give it this inflection. I think there's a desperate tone to this record, which is what tethers it and is making it resonate more with the hardcore audience. A lot of people, nobody in this room, but a lot of people have been assigning it that DC Revolution Summer. Not there. No. I think it's closer if you're going with 80s Husker Du, but even that, it doesn't have that pop sensibility, like the sweetness or the weird stuff going on. Much more 90s-ish. Sam I Am. I hear touches of the darker Built to Spill material. That there's a ton of that.
Yeah.
I think it's a great record. I think it's a great record that's not really a hardcore record, but that I'm so happy is exposing to hardcore kids because I think we need to balance the scales a bit with the heavy, as we'll get to in the rest of this playlist.
Yeah, I think Revolution Summer is like an easy go-to. It's become like this catch-all for like, it's kind of rock, but it's not like
anything that was sort of melodic,
but emo, but not like.
You suffered that. Like you suffered this.
You saw.
You name a goddamn band after a fucking break song.
We brought it on ourselves. We also recorded Don's entire,
and it was beautiful.
But I mean, we brought it on ourselves. But I was still sick of it.
You were sick of it. Yeah. All right, so but good record. Everybody should go listen to it.
Absolutely.
It's called Springtime and Blind. Next record we're going to discuss. Still decompressing from that heavy shit.
And then we started off with the heaviest subject matter in records.
Yeah,
maybe.
Give me a record that you know that I like, because right now I'm in a weird space.
You're dark.
All right,
right
let's pull it up.
Dark right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Antagonize demo.
Oh, okay. So this is Bedard singing. This is Aaron Bedard, right?
From Bane, yes.
Yep.
From Bane, Aaron Bedard. From Bane. Not the other guy.
Not Barrett or whatever it was before this.
Oh, yeah. No, that was Zach. Sam Triple B on the bass guitar on the low end. Mm-hmm. And then other people I don't know.
So I have a weird thing.
Sorry, fellas.
Pat Flynn did a similar thing after Have Heart broke up. He was still totally engaged in music, did not feel like doing something that was as
prolific,
large and prolific, and so he played in bands, sang in bands that were intentionally scaled.
Larrabee did the same thing.
Yeah, and I think that is like a really, because we've seen so many dudes, and I had a conversation not long ago with a dude who, you leave a big band, and starting at zero is the least appealing thing in the world.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I give him credit to be like, fuck it, I'll be the opening band.
Right.
I'll do a demo.
Yeah, and it's not everybody that can do that, and I'm impressed with it, but this isn't what I was looking for necessarily out of him. You know what I mean? This is good.
I dug it.
This is in his lane. He's killing it, but I didn't think. Look, Bane is not my thing, but I learned to really appreciate Bane as musicians. I think that they are underrated as musicians.
Yeah.
And this is not the murderer's row of players that had been in sync with each other for
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
And because that's my frame of reference on Bedard, I was probably looking for more.
Do you think it flipped, like, because like he was like the weak, for lack of better, he might have been the weak guy in Bane, but now he's the star in the new one?
See,
because I mean, like Zach and fucking Dahlbeck and all these dudes, they were like fucking
players,
musicians.
Yeah, they're musicians.
And he was like, I mean, he fit it perfectly. Hard to kind of do that again somewhere else, because he had a very weird style that took people time to kind of get used to.
And he has such a distinct voice that I think he became an integral part of the Bane sound. And I think I heard that on this demo. Mm-hmm. The first song was a little harder than Bane stuff that I was familiar with. Not a Bane guy. But then by songs 2 and 3, I was like, oh, this is okay. And it works. And I was like, oh, if it was anyone other than Bedard, would I be immediately going, kind of like Bane? I don't know. I think, but it certainly is kind of
he has
in that world.
Purely unique delivery.
No one sounds like him.
Yeah, no one sounds like him.
And I was actually really impressed with it. I hope they do stuff. I get the feeling they might try to do some stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
I could see that.
I would be game for something from them in the future. This didn't grab me in the way, but it's like I said, it's an unfair fucking standard that I'm holding the thing to, because it's like dudes who are lockstep with each other's sensibilities, playing, know what they can expect from each other, know every fucking thing about each other musically, versus dudes who have been playing together maybe for half a year. You know what I mean? It's a big difference.
If that.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have, good to have his voice still out there, and kind of, I think it'll be cool. It's heavy.
Next one.
Tell me.
Ecostrike, Voice of Strength, 12-inch Triple B Records.
I'll let you lead off, man.
Let me lead.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Bob hasn't got to lead off yet.
I will say this. When I went into this, I was thinking it was going to be a lot of Strife. And on the 7-inch, I kind of heard more Strife. Uh-huh. This record is the best New Age record that was ever released.
Yes.
I think it is 65% outspoken. Throw in about 10% Strife. Give me about 8% Chain of Strength. There's some Chain of Strength parts on this record.
Where's Eyelid?
Not in there. And then the rest, I throw in Only the Strong comp, the verse victory comp, and production that is much better than anything else from that time period. I liked it stylistically more than I thought I would. Some of the clean parts kind of threw me off, but I didn't dislike them. This resonated in a way. And one of the things that I was talking about, Strife kind of has these like groove-ish parts to their mosh, and kind of like, I don't
Stompy,
know.
almost.
Yeah. So like Tidal. It's like do 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 do, and whereas I think some of the same kind of parts, same rhythms, are more stunted with Ecostrike in the way that it's being played. That's just a little sharper, which is funny, and it's like they're so on the nose with so much of the time reference, but some of that rhythm section makes me go, oh, okay, this is just a little different. I'm not saying it's not still like purely, this could have been put out in 1994.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it more than I thought I would.
What was the new age adjacent record label? I want to say it was Conviction, but it's not. It's something with a C, but that's what it sounds like it should be.
Oh.
Not Catalyst.
Not Crisis.
No.
Convention.
It was something.
Conviction.
Fuck. No, it wasn't. Oh man, Conversion. Records.
Conversion. Oh yeah.
That's what it should be on. That they should be playing with 1134 and Function somewhere. Fuck.
True.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, you like this a ton, so I'm going to go in first so we end on a good note.
Yes.
I just needed a favor from the Ecostrike dudes. They're cool. I like them. I'm not feeling this record. This
I'm gonna play with you guys. Not really into it. I'll probably stand outside, talk on the phone with my girlfriend.
I'll watch them. And
excellent live act.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? That's where they're gonna win me over, because this record, it falls into the same space that I just discussed with Sweet Jesus, which is it's too fucking close. It's a perfect fucking it's a perfect facsimile of a thing that. Or I don't need a facsimile.
But we're talking about this, and we're saying that Ecostrike will get a better reaction at a fest than Strife.
Certainly, I'd rather watch Ecostrike in 2018 than Strife.
I mean, let's be realistic. They got a bigger reaction than fucking Chain of Strength.
Yeah,
no question.
I would rather watch Ecostrike than Chain of Strength in 2018.
And people question that. It's because they're a living, breathing, actual thing. And I guess that's a dick thing, because Strife put out a new record, but they don't feel the same as something like Ecostrike.
I mean, they're still, you know what? And I'll say this. having seen Strife relatively recently, they still kill it.
That's what I've heard. But
They really, really, really do. And I think people kind of, when they were around, the edge break, all this sort of stuff, kind of turned a lot of people off. And then so like those people that were around for that time didn't really pass it on to the next. You know what I mean?
100%.
If Rick Rodney was still straight edge, Strife would still be fucking big. Because the kids at the time that loved Strife would have been like, you need to, like, that would have been part of the canon that they hand over to the next generation.
That's a good point.
I think.
It's just, I will be interested in Ecostrike 2 records from now, where they broaden their horizons and it's less of a genre exercise. Because I'm guilty of this. I think everybody that's been in a band is. You start a band, and if anybody in the room says, let's be the most original act in the world, that dude's not lasting in the band.
No.
You know what I mean? So everybody comes in and says, let's sound like X because I love it. And that's totally valid.
Sure.
I'm just become interested in your music after that. I become interested in your music after it has branched into...
When you've done the thing and you start spinning.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And this right now is still in the space where there's just not enough divergent parts.
I wonder what their LP is going to be, because this is like a 12-inch EP. I wonder what their LP is going to be like.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you go?
They actually, because of their sound, they could go anywhere, because they could go faster.
Yep.
They could go harder. I don't see this going especially harder, but it certainly could.
They could go from One Truth to In This Defiance.
They could go from One Truth to Destroy the Machines.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything.
And you know, like the thing to me is, if you took, I don't like either of those records really, but I'd be interested in seeing what a band in 2018 would do if they took those 2 records and tried to blend them and throw in a touch of this. Like the fact they're from Florida, if this was a band from the Northeast, I'd be like, yo, pack your bags. You're a California band.
Yeah.
You know, like they certainly sound like from Orange County, LA area circa 94. You know?
I'm psyched on this band. I'm just not psyched on this record. I want more parts going on.
There was a couple standout tracks, and that's something to me. The record we're going to get to had a couple tracks I was like, oh, these are standout. The whole record flows, but also, it's not up on Spotify yet. Get it up there. What's going on? It's a weird delay. It's on Bandcamp. It's on Bandcamp. It's not on Spotify.
I thought it was. Because I think I put a song on the playlist for last week.
No, I think Bob's correct.
Did I put the wrong one up there?
You might.
It's at 2018.
Maybe then.
Could have been. I mean, so here's Ecostrike's not there. See what I mean?
Oh, that was.
I think shirts are on sale or something.
Sure, the record is available.
Yeah, okay.
So, anyways,
check them.
I'll dig around. But
I really like the record.
I know.
Yeah,
oh yes,
about it.
please.
I think it has more of a Strife vibe than it's sounding exactly like Strife.
Yeah, that's
I don't know why.
I hear
the record cover.
The record cover. Len's voice kind of reminds me of Rick Rodney a little bit. That kind of like speaky kind of thing that Rick Rodney used to always
and then he'll get a little.
Yeah. For me, Strife is the sweet spot that I enjoy in hardcore. That it's sort of like not too straightforward hardcore and not too metalcore, and it's like right in the middle. I like that type of band. And I think this, kind of reflects that. I mean, it's very, very on the nose.
Yep.
Which is what they were going for. They're not trying to say, like, we're reinventing the wheel. They're like, we really love this shit, and this is what we're going to write.
Okay, so a person that I know who has always had the same interests in 4th tier metalcore. We're talking like the Tribunal dregs. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that is just terrible,
Got it.
right? But they have always loved that.
Sure.
I saw that they started a band. And it is that, exactly. And on one hand, I was so happy for them because they're doing exactly what they love.
Right.
And the flip side was, oh man, I'm glad you're enjoying it because I need more. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
so you were like kind of like assuming that it's not fulfilling for them?
No, I think it is. I just, as the listener, because I'm listening, here's the deal. I'm not taking a thing away from Ecostrike. I assume that they love the type of music that they're playing and that they are doing it at a high level, which actually is harder than you think for music that's not that complex. It's actually hard to dial in. I think a band would have an impossible time doing an Undertow song in 2018. Impossible. Like, I think that there's no way that you could really
recreate that.
Yeah, I don't think you could.
Sure.
So for them to be hitting these outspoken marks, for them to be hitting these Strife elements, totally impressive.
And tastefully, yeah.
But as a listener, give me something new.
All right.
You're a selfish listener. I get it.
I am.
You all should be.
I am.
Be a selfish listener.
Take a chance. What else we got?
All right, next up, and this one's, I think, a little. Let's talk Krimewatch.
Okay.
Krimewatch 12-inch out on Lockin' Out Records, out now, and I believe the first pressing is basically sold out. You can order it direct. I think Rev's got some copies, but I think they're moving through the first press real quick.
And this is why I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
So, Tom, as you can hear in his voice, is not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this either. I'm trying to see this through multiple lenses. A friend of the podcast really enjoys this band and is also quick to admit that they're not good at all. And those two things for me clang against my ears. Yep. Like
there's like some dissonance to that doesn't make.
There is, until we're going to talk about a band later on this podcast that probably scratches that itch for me. So I have to be honest and say nothing about Krimewatch works for me, and it is objectively bad. Let's just let's say what it is, which is for the past couple of years, people that are maybe not hella woke have been kind of angry at stuff that they perceive to be critic proof, right?
Yes.
So, and we hear from these people sometimes the idea that, look, this is not good, but people like it because it appeals to something that they would like to see in punk or hardcore.
Right.
And for the people at this table, we hear that and hear both sides, because I don't want to hear something bad, but I also do understand wanting to hear from people that
share your voice
and hear different voices, see representation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm sitting here.
Doesn't mean it's got to suck, though.
No, precisely, and it does not mean that we got to hold it to a different standard. So I think that the thing to bear in mind here is this is hashtag not good, but if it scratches the specific itch, I guess I'm just not mad. I do think that I hope that this podcast can be like an actual real conversation that a lot of people aren't having, because people are doing one of two things. They're either
ignoring it.
They're either pretending.
Yeah, don't talk about something.
They're either pretending that this is good, or they are being the weird troll that is like being extra hateful of it. And let's address that person for a second. I understand why this band would be a target for someone, because they are bigger than you believe that they should be based on their sound.
Yep.
And that always makes a band a target regardless. It becomes muddy because this band has multiple women in it, a woman of color, so far as I know.
Sure.
And also, it's like it kind of captures a zeitgeist that is important to some people. And it's just threading this needle of honesty of being like, hey, I don't think there's any reason to be unkind towards this band.
Correct.
And also, this is not yet good.
Right.
And here's my issue is I suspect that, actually I know that at least one person in this band is a more capable player than they are being on this record.
Interesting.
And I don't know why they are doing this, because this is not well played, it is not well recorded, and it is... So let me address this just as straightforward as possible. Good luck. This is not a type of music that I enjoy regardless, so please disregard me if you feel the need.
And for the person who is more interested in this falls more at my feet in style.
Probably.
So we'll talk about that momentarily.
Correct. I am disappointed by this because I listened to it with an open heart after not really enjoying the material before. I thought that the material before occasionally hit like a really sweet spot of having a good power pop dynamic, a couple other elements that just made it more interesting. Maybe honestly, do you remember? I know you remember. This is like so much fucking was Regulations the band? Do you remember?
Yep, Regulations, great.
So it had some of those
when they hit their speed. Yes.
So, and I was psyched on those parts.
Yeah, there's a certain chippiness and kind of tit tat that is infectious.
Yes, and I was psyched on those parts. This record bummed me out because
It traded those parts in for chunky parts.
Yeah, and here's the thing, that's okay too,
Yep.
except 4 of the 6 songs, I want to say,
8 songs. No, it's 9 songs. It's
9 songs.
5 of the 9
have been previously released. And I understand that a promo is now things that we kind of understand might appear on an LP, but sometimes the gap is so big that I don't feel like that's cool. And
especially if it's all... And you can access
Everything
it all
is
through the same
correct,
place.
correct.
It's not like, hey, we had the 7-inch out, there was 500 copies. You might not have gotten one,
Yes.
so we're going to put these songs on a record.
That's the conversation, and I'll let everybody get to their take on Krimewatch in a second. But that's the conversation that's interesting to me. Is in the demo era where physical copies had to be replicated at home. Totally makes sense that you would re-record and put on an LP. In the 2018, all of your material, as Tom said, is available at one-stop shopping, streaming.
Right.
It's almost inexcusable to re-record more than one song. I really think that this was, like, this bummed me out because I wanted new material and this did not give me enough opportunities to like it.
And this is the second release on Knocking Out. Is that correct?
I don't know.
The demo got reissued as a 7-inch.
Right. So, like, when my whole thing is like, all right, so you put it out yourself the first time. Fuck, Run for Cover wants to put us out.
Right.
We're going to put our best foot forward. You know, if you're a big fan of us, you might have heard these 5 songs already. Sorry, because there's going to be thousands of kids that have never heard that.
And this is a new recording, and I'm the weirdo who likes that and hearing things.
Right.
I'll hear a band song and be like, oh man, this song's a banger. I wonder if they record. Oh, let me hear it. And sometimes it's good.
Different,
sometimes it's bad.
different performances.
In both my bands, I am the guy who is rigid about. I walked into the studio at the last Self-Defense recording, and they were re-recording an old song, and I flipped out like I was a fucking child because it is such a waste of our goddamn time. To me, it's like the purpose of being in a band is to write music, write the fucking music, keep it moving. You know what I mean? Like, don't be face to face. Don't put the same fucking track on fucking 4 records. You know what I mean? Just.
I've done that.
If
now that I'm thinking about my musical career, thanks, bro.
My point is that if the well is dry, then cycle in new members, do whatever you got to do. But I'm not with the, I heard this before, didn't love it the first time, why am I getting it a second time? You know what I mean? It's just, so, I hope that for listeners, I was delicate enough because I don't believe in a critic-proof band, but I do really understand. I understand why people would love this. I do.
And you understand why people are protective of it because there are assholes out there that would hate it
100%.
not on its merits.
So let's pull back
on its,
You understand why people would be protective and love this music from the band, but this record, you're listening to it and you're not hearing things. Or what are you saying?
Okay, so what I'm saying is that people that go to these shows have a really fucking fun time.
Live, it's visceral, apparently. It's just amazing.
And if that is what you want, this band gives you exactly what you want, and the LP is completely perfunctory. It's not, you don't need it.
No.
Or you don't, it's something you buy, but you don't listen to, right? Necessarily. You're going for the experience. And we've talked about this.
We talked about it with a bunch of bands.
Yes. And if that is what you want.
We talked about it with Knock Loose, and I apologize to interrupt, but like we've talked about how we can watch those videos and go, oh shit, but I'm not putting that record on.
Right. And so if what you want is the live experience and this band does it for you, then I can't even argue you off of this band. That's fucking good for you.
It is what it is.
That said, if you try to convince me that you are actively listening to this as a person who has a background in punk or hardcore, and look, that's another important thing. If you are 18 and this band is what is
your entry point,
you move to New York and you're going to Pratt.
Exactly right. Really big dorm rooms, by the way. Really big.
Really?
Pratt or this band is big in... I thought you meant this band was big in dorm rooms.
Big in Albany, big in California, big in dorm rooms.
SVA killing it, bro. FIT, not so much.
Pratt knocked down, like they bought up some housing projects and knocked down the wall between the...
Did they break down the walls?
They broke down the walls.
Got it.
After gentrifying people out.
Yeah,
anyway,
cool.
So... If you're 18 and this is what is your pathway into hardcore music,
wait till you hear the other stuff. It's so much better.
That's all true. But I'm going to say that this is, I fully get you, and I believe you.
Sure.
I don't believe that anybody over the age of 25 could really fucking feel this.
This is hot take Hinlin because I feel like we're gonna get.
I don't think so. I think when this band came out, if I said this might be hot. I think now people are kind of coming around to this band does what I want it to do in the space that I want it to do it, and the records are not necessarily the hotness yet. And here's the deal. Shout out to Krimewatch. I hope your records are better moving forward. This is not about me fucking tanking your fucking band, which
Hope
I
you
don't
enjoy
have
yourself.
which I don't have the power to do.
No.
You know what I mean? So fucking
I mean, we are the number one hardcore podcast in the world, but I mean, whatever, it's fine.
That's true. But here's the thing. I would go to a Krimewatch show. And you know what I mean?
I've been at Krimewatch shows.
I would play with Krimewatch. I like everything about this live entity of Krimewatch, but this.
Do you?
Well, I mean, I thought it was pretty disastrous musically.
Yeah,
when I watched it.
I mean, if we're really being honest here.
But here's the thing.
The album is not an outlier.
No, it was disastrous musically, but it was. How many bands have we seen that fucking fall into that space where it's just like, yeah, it's falling apart at the seams, but
I mean, Killing Time falls apart at the
there
seams.
you go.
That's right. And their album is pretty good.
Brightside, you should check it out.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
But the audience is making up for it, and that's my point. Is yeah, okay. As a dude that's been around a minute, playing music for a minute, do I look at this as a craftsperson and go, "Whoa"? Yeah, I do. But if the point is to have fun for a few years, move on to other bands, all that bullshit, fuck it. You know what I mean? This is cool.
They're having fun. What do you think of it?
It's a cool logo.
It is a cool logo.
I like the logo. The artwork's cool. I
do
just
like
think
that.
it's really fucking unlistenable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it's all right.
Like, I tried. There's nothing. The guitar, the music isn't bad.
Yeah.
If I had to,
If you had to pick some part.
the guitar player can obviously play his instrument, his or her instrument. The rest of it's just really poorly done. It's just, there's no, like, I don't know. The drums are kind of not great. The vocals all kind of fit that same pattern.
I see. It's hard for me to be mad at that because it's only within the last 2 years that I'm able to do anything else vocally, really. You know what I mean?
And lyrically, too. I mean, like, I'm not expecting everything to be like fucking Shakespeare.
No, this was rough.
But this was like
rough.
Yeah.
cringy, like,
Yeah, this
fuck.
was rough.
You couldn't have, like,
was
maybe, like, put that in pencil and go back and change some stuff around. I don't know. I have no problem with, I'm, like you said, I'm inclusion. I want everybody to be involved and have fun. Hardcore's great. You should play it. It's so much fun. And I hope they have a wonderful career as long. There's bands that I can see and say, like, this is really good, but it's not made for me.
Right, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's bands that I'm just like, I get why people love it, but it's not made for an old guy like me.
Yeah.
This is just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, early Turnstile, I'd be like, this is made for a 22-year-old kid to jump off a stage, not a 39-year-old or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
To listen to on the commute
but
to
it's
work.
absolutely fucking well done and crafted, and everyone's on their shit, and everyone can play their instruments. This is just not good. It's just not good. And if this was like a new band that came out with a demo, and like they were, opening, like, jerking the curtain on at some show, and I'd be like, all right, they're trying, they're starting.
Sure.
They've been a band for a while.
Yeah.
They're, playing all over the world. Like, they get flown places to play shows, and it's like, put a little bit more pride into your shit.
Well, let's just be honest. That's why we're talking about it.
That's why.
Is because it is.
It's a big thing.
It's big. People enjoy it. That's why, like, we can't
ignore it. I
Yeah.
mean, we could ignore it, but in the interest of full disclosure, I actually asked one of the members of Krimewatch if they'd want to come on. They said they can't. No big deal. It's all
still
good.
welcome on.
Absolutely. And I hope that you don't take offense to this, and hope.
And we'll play you our music, and you guys can shit on our stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, oh my god.
If I told you some of the bands that have shit on my,
I know.
you would fucking.
I know.
We've had conversations about this. Like, if you can't do it better, you're not supposed to. Like, you can't. Really
I've run into some real wild dudes with opinions.
Because this, if this was a ball being thrown out for taste, it would fall at my feet mostly.
Sure, it's in your lane.
It's in my lane. I think the songs are cool. This band works best. Patrick identified it. They're faster material. It works best. I don't love their demo. I actually thought the music on the promo was better, and I didn't like the vocals as much because they changed a little bit from the demo. But when they are playing faster, I like them more. This record dials it back a little bit, and there's a little more chunkiness. to go say, okay, their demo was more like Negative Approach 7-inch and their LP is more like Negative Approach LP. So it's a little stompier. Maybe that works in the live setting. I don't like the vocals on this, and they're high in the mix. With this kind of music, it's very regular to pull vocals down more into the music, but here they're kind of sitting on top of it. So it's really everything's right there for you to look at and go, oh.
And dissect.
Right. Yeah. And it's unfortunate. And I've thought a lot about the lyrics because
your dad?
Well, right.
And you don't get spit on? Or
no, I didn't think about it. I was thinking about like if someone told me they were going to spit on my dad, who, is my hero and idol and RIP and all that. But I wouldn't be bothered. But that's okay. I was like,
if somebody spit on my dad, I wouldn't be mad.
I know, right? I know. If someone spit on my dad, I'd be like, oh shit, what's going to happen now?
Like, you gonna get hit?
No, I don't know. I love the album art. I really like that cover. It's cool. Yeah. It's funny. But the drumming's not where it should be for this kind of stuff, and mostly that it's just not interesting enough to listen to. I think live it's supposed to be a riot, so I want to see it. And let's talk about this. Typically, the vocals, and not always, but a lot of times, if the vocals aren't strong, they mix it down, and why wouldn't they? The front person of this band is a big reason this band is interesting or important.
That's
right?
why I think that's why I understand what you're saying about bringing your vocals down, but I think that they have to rest on top.
Right. And that's, I don't, and a musical decision, if they pulled it down, I don't think I would have been thinking about that. And it would, and that's regardless of whoever, it's just like they put it in. And, personal bias, I almost never like it when the music feels apart from the vocals. But I do like certain stuff where it's like, oh, this is a strong vocalist. Yeah. This is really, and I don't mind it. So I think it's good. I don't like the record. I probably won't listen to it again. I would watch this band live. I'd like to see it in New York. They're actually playing tonight, so who knows? Maybe we'll go see them. But I'd like to see it in New York. I don't know, a benefit show. What's the place by where we've recorded?
Elsewhere? No.
I don't know. Krimewatch, we might see it tonight.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's not great. I hope people check it out and make their own decisions and listen to it. It's what music is, and I'll listen to your next record too because that's what I do.
That's kind of that. I think
that's our concession here, right?
I think maybe that's the important part. When I talk about the person that probably makes a mean-spirited meme about this band. The reason I think that that's uncool is because if you got to be game to listen to the next thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can't be such a hater that it stops at I don't like what this band is about and this record sucked. I'm hopeful for fucking everything. You know what I mean? There's bands I straight up. I mean, everybody is, but there's bands I straight up hate that are like, if you hit me with a hot track, it is what it is. I'm in.
But if there's a band I beef or dislike actively, I'm not checking their next record. But if I just don't like your record, I'm checking your next record. I'll give you a chance. Yeah. If I hear some stuff, like I want to hear it, I want to experience it. And I encourage our listeners to be the same way. Because if you end up being that person who doesn't listen to music, but you want to be critical of it, you fucking suck.
Weird thing? If I beef with you and I'm told your record is good, I will check it out. If I'm told
you can shit on it.
You trying to see there's any subs in there by you or what?
No. It's just if something is bad and I have beef with somebody, I don't like. To be honest, there's people who I have beef with who I've never looked at them. I've never looked at their photo. I don't know what they look like, and the reason for that is because I don't want to get involved in talking about somebody's looks, and I don't want to talk about I don't want to make my beef about reduced to anything other than.
Right. Or you just don't want to know you can point that person out on Manhattan Avenue and take a swing.
No, to be honest, I would like that more in my life because I've thought about it recently, and I've been like, I bet I've been in a room with somebody
with this motherfucker on bed. Yeah,
but I will say that I try never to. But if your record is bad, I don't want to know. I don't want to listen to it because then it gives me then somebody's going to ask me and then I'm going to have to give an honest opinion and my beef, it looks like I got an axe to grind. Does that make sense? It just looks like.
I would probably listen to it and be like, yo, this sucks.
Well, I mean, there's that temptation.
That's good too. All right, and ready for the next one?
Yep.
Woo, sorry.
All right, let's go Day by Day, Nowhere to Run.
Mordor.
So
It's the last one, dude.
I know.
we are kind of Day by Day fans here.
Yeah.
They came out of nowhere for me, and I enjoyed that last thing.
Which is from now on.
From now on,
Share your initial complaint though with this record. Day by Day, Nowhere to Run.
that is the worst collection of unoriginal words phrases put together.
Day by Nowhere to Run. Yeah.
Day by Day is already the tiredest band name I've ever heard, but I've been in bands with tired band names. I'm sympathetic. You got together first practice, you got a show a month later.
Barf Spectrum it is.
Yes, and it just sticks.
Barf Spectrum? So is that your band?
Inside joke.
Just
Sorry.
it rolls.
One of their
It-
aliases.
It rolls. I get it. You know what I mean? But Nowhere to Run? I mean, whatever the fucking... the Ecostrike record had terrible...
Voice of Strength.
Jesus! Is nobody fucking...
I mean, that could be a German, like a record. Like, hello,
Voice of Strength.
We are Ecostrike. This is called Voice of Strength. I can't believe we just did fucking Monkey guy.
Monkey Fellow.
Monkey Fellow. Sorry.
So here's the thing. Monkey Fellow making waves out here, by the way.
Are they? When are they coming? I think they're a surprise guest at Sound and Fury.
So they're the TBA on This Is Hardcore.
They might be playing the pre-show.
Dude.
Let's get them. So point is, I need something else from everybody. And maybe it's my mood because I'm in a dark place right now. But like everybody pissed me off this week with like, I just need more. Give me more. Don't give me Voice of Strength. Don't give me fucking Nowhere to Run.
Okay, now what do you think of the record?
Okay, so record. I think this is an EP band. I think that if this had been an EP, I would have been fucking psyched. I think that it became a little bit of a slog because the standout parts are too interspersed. There's not enough of them to... I'm a fan of... This is where I'm at now. If you would like people to like your music, which isn't everybody's goal, and I respect that. If you'd like people to like your music, have 5 friends listen to it, tell you what the good parts are, fucking chop the bad parts. There you go. Now you have 3 songs, but they're dope. You know,
you don't have to release every song.
Then you know what? Let's do this real quick. Ask the grind test. Does your record have 4 good songs? We like this. People cling to it first. Fiddlehead. They have one banger, Lay Low, and I think there's at least 2 or 3 others. They're gonna get a soft yes.
They'll get
4
a
good
yes
songs. Ecostrike, Voice of Strength. I said 2-3-ish songs that really stood out that I'd say these are good. They don't quite get 4 to me.
See, I think it's
a 12-inch EP.
The one thing I can say about Ecostrike is that it's all of the same quality.
But I think there's a couple tracks that musically I'm like, that one gets me.
Okay.
Antagonize, it's a demo. It's 5 songs. 2 of the songs I liked a lot. I'd go, Krimewatch, no, doesn't have 5 songs.
I think there's one on there that I do like.
There's one song that it's the fastest song on there. I like that one the most.
Was it on the promo? I think there's one on there that I'm not mad at.
And I actually, you know what? The version of that song that's on here, I like better than the promo, just because the promo vocals really, so there's something different, pitchy there. Day by Day.
A little pitchy, dog.
That's my role here. Day by Day, probably 2 or 3, not quite 4.
Yeah.
And the parts are really good. Yeah.
I think live, like the recording is iffy.
Okay, so
not as good as it could have been.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't think this recording services them. I don't know if they're like one of these Florida
in-house,
do everything in-house sort of acts. I respect all of that. My band.
Get the name of the people who did that Ecostrike record.
Yeah, my band did this forever, and to our detriment. I mean, honestly, I love all of our material, and I love some of those dry recordings, and we would do them in practice spaces, and they sound like dog shit, and they are part of my personal history, and I like them, and some people like them a lot. But would they have been objectively better if we had just spent $300? Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
And especially with a band like this, sounds are so important.
Right.
So to me, and this is, I want to kind of group it out here. Musically, it's hard for me to place. I'm pretty good at referencing, like, this kind of reminds me of this, that. I think the production's better than their other stuff, but still not great. Musically, VOD-ish? Is that a reference?
I mean, I think the vocals kind of push it in that.
The vocals lock us into a place where we keep saying VOD, but I think that actually it's not far off. Musically, the songs to me are the frantic parts of the VOD songs, not the down parts.
Right.
So, and there's other bands that did that, certainly, because the part that made VOD stand out was the vocals against everything else. So maybe I'm sure like...
Right, that's the VOD is not part of my canon, so like I don't know I don't know the next step away off.
They're a little bit more straightforward, hardcore.
Right,
VOD,
absolutely.
That's
right.
VOD was strictly a Pantera like metal band.
You know what? That early stuff though is they're playing
There's some
hardcore by
fast
accident.
parts.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's a Jace.
Yeah. So
Does VOD are they a hardcore band?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll put them there.
Yes.
Soft, yeah.
Yeah. Tom's giving it a soft yes.
I mean, I love them, but
Yeah.
it's iffy. But I guess
I think in 2018, I think they are.
Yeah.
In 1998, maybe not. But
No, 1998, they were like, "Fuck you guys, we're going to Ozfest."
yeah.
Right.
Well, no, I mean by the demographic, what people would have thought. You know what I mean? 1998, people were like Biohazard, metal bullshit.
Sure.
I think VOD,
Yeah.
metal bullshit. But anyways, 2018, hardcore.
Day by day, the production. Look, I tell everybody I think the only way to listen to music, and part of the reason I don't give a fuck about vinyl is because I think you got to listen to music with headphones on unless you have a decent pair of speakers. I listened to this Day by Day record on my computer speakers, and I thought that was how many people will digest this record, and this is not the proper mix for that.
Okay. Yeah, the songs are cool though, and I think live they're really, really pop.
All right.
And I was like to see them if we happen to be in Southern California in July.
Yeah. So I live, I think these are gonna go, and it's interesting to me just because of how big this style of stuff is. This kind of like heavy and kind of it's pretty gnarly. I don't think I'll go back to this, but you know what I want to do? I'm going to make myself a day by day like playlist, a mix of my favorite songs of theirs, because I think those songs, the From Now On song gets in my head sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. All right. Next record, we got two more.
Two more.
Let's go curveball then to the jab to the throat.
Okay.
The Hers Collective.
Okay.
Friends, lovers, favorites.
So this band was undersold to me. Somebody in self-defense, Mary, trains Muay Thai with a member of this band. And she told me they were a grind act. And that is an undersell to me.
Is that a turn off for you, like from the rip?
If you're straight grind, if somebody says it's just a grind act, which I don't think Mary said, but if somebody says it's just a grind act, then I'm not in. You know what I mean? Because grind is more tired than fucking Youth Crew. But I was told it's like grindy, you know, whatever. And that's an undersell, although I think that's where this band came from, is more like forgettable songs, like grind stuff, fast, whatever. This is, I think, a major upgrade for this band in a lot of ways, so far as I can tell. It is, it's got a lot of guest stars on it, a lot of guest spots.
This record specifically has 5+, 6+, 7. There's a lot.
Who?
Like Shirley Manson.
Shirley Manson.
Oh, Jesus.
Martin from Los Crudos.
Wow, okay.
Lots of across.
I think
the
Laura
spectrum.
Jane Grace.
Laura Jane
And it's
Grace,
fast.
Here's the
Very
deal with
fast.
this. So I hear some grind, but what I really hear is that space that satisfies a lot of people, makes a lot of other people irritated. That space where grind, fast hardcore, and mosh all meet. And that's not for everybody.
Is that like a Full of Hell kind of thing?
Not that
Extreme?
not that art.
No, not artful. It is punishing. This is all right. So
Wow.
This will be the most brutal record we talk about today.
Yeah.
This is a punishing listen. Both to me. So I listened to this. There was one song that really stood out. Outnumbered. I really stood out.
Is that the one? The one with the girl from Gloss is good.
Oh, that's the song before that, but that is good
That's
too.
a good. That's a heavy fucking song.
That song, and then that song goes into the song. I'm like, wow, this is Outnumbered.
Oh, I gotta check it out.
This is a 20+ song record, something in that range. I had a hard time listening to the whole thing. It was a very aggressive listen, and I didn't think there was a particular flow to the record. And I think that's where people might throw it into this like grind, blah blah blah. It was not grind. There was a lot more going on. A lot more going on.
Are they a New York band?
No, Philly.
Philly, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Philly area, southeast Pennsylvania.
It's that Get Better record scene, which is I've shouted out Control Top on here. It's highly political stuff.
Cool.
And here's the thing: this is an interesting. We're talking about ICE and like not wanting men up front and all that. An interesting thing is, so this band is. I almost said aggressively trans. This is a band whose politics are about the betterment of the trans experience. You know what I mean? Like it is about that lifestyle, all that goes into that.
Do you think it's like filling that void that Gloss left behind?
In some respects, although it's
Gloss is a little bit more aggressively like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
No, that's where this is.
Oh, it is.
And that's the thing, right? Is I think that a lot of people might be turned off to this because it's one of those borderline exclusionary things where it's like, this is for trans people, get the fuck out, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody always kind of feels salty about that,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But like, I had to confess to myself, all the shit that I really like from when I was a kid was this, except about veganism, except about whatever.
The content-wise, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be the guy smoking at an Earth Crisis show.
But the thing is, like, or maybe you could be. Maybe I could be
But he's smoking outside, and he's not being disrespectful about it. But he's going inside, and it's like, this isn't me. But
so, I would urge anybody that does feel a little salty about how, because this is like, I don't even know how to frame this. This is like not like an anti-cis record. It's just a like.
It's a pro.
It's a trans betterment at all costs.
At all costs, aggressive. Okay. This is the music is the most punishing and aggressive of anything we've talked about, and the content fits it.
Cool.
It's very aggressive, and it's a strong record. I was actually impressed with the aptitude and the skill. They're really clearly very good at doing this.
That's why I think this record is the upgrade, because I don't remember. I had heard it before, but this is like a major step forward for this band.
Yes,
and like these guest stars, or these guest spots, I guess you could say, and some of them are stars actually. I guess you could say. Yeah, like even if they weren't good, they could have gotten some of these because it's like it's people who are with the politics of what you're saying, and it's a solidarity move. But this record is pretty fucking on point in that you can't dismiss it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
so well done. Like,
So you might not like it, but there is no like when we talk about the critic-proof record. This record is not.
Doesn't need to be critical.
It doesn't need to be.
Good.
It doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll
check it out.
I'll say that I agree with Bob. It's not necessarily like this is a type of music that I'm actually very familiar with and has never. It's always been on the periphery of what I enjoy.
Right.
And this is. It is too much of that for it to ever be my thing.
Right.
But. There's a couple hot tracks.
No, so that's the thing. As an album, as a solid listen, put on track one, listen to the end. That's not happening for me with this record.
No, but you might cherry pick two.
I'll cherry pick 2 or 4 or 5. So there's some cool tracks. I'd recommend this.
Widely available.
It's on Bandcamp, not on Spotify right now.
Oh, is that
it's
right?
on Bandcamp. Yeah, there's one song on Spotify.
So that'll
it's
go
one
on
of the
mix
good
for
ones.
this month.
I follow the one person on Instagram, and not if we're going on photographs, this record's selling. So
they're doing well. Yeah,
so
I think
cool.
it's doing really well.
Very cool.
All right, and the last new record for the week.
Least.
We've talked about it a bunch.
Yeah. It's
So
funny
it's
that it's a
weird.
new record now because we've talked about it for 3 months, it feels like.
And the record releases in June.
Yeah.
Trail of Lies, War.
Awesome rollout.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I really like the rollout. I thought it was cool as shit. I think they're better live too.
Okay. I said previously that this is just too samey for me. Basically everything that we've listened to this week, I would prefer an EP. This is in that same space.
You're in a dark space there.
You know what I am. A lot of stuff this week kind of pissed me off, like musically. Like a lot of different, like I felt like I was really in the mood to get my mind blown, And and aside from that one Here's track, which I could probably listen to a lot, I didn't get my mind blown. So I was, in a weird way, I was aggressively irritated with everyone.
You remember when we were like, let's do that listening party for the America Hardcore comp? Yeah. We all kind of went in, uh-oh. I hope Sam's okay. We're going to shit on this thing. But we all came out like, oh.
Fuck,
I was excited. I got the reverse.
Yeah.
I really like the Fiddlehead record. Like Ecostrike, couple Hers tracks. Day by Day, I like a couple, but I wanted to love that record. I really wanted to love it.
I think we both want that to at least sound big enough that we get suckered into liking it.
I know. I really want to like
because that's not your sound, but you might have gotten suckered.
No, because I've seen it live. I saw it live, and they really put it on. And with the Trail record, this is not my lane all the time, but I think it delivers, and I didn't love it, and I didn't think I was going to love it. My comments for the music were that I thought the guitar tone reminded me of something I really like, which is this Blacklist that hit it a couple times. Specifically, they recorded for the Generations comp on Revelation. They did one song, Divorce, which is a great track. And the guitar tone on that reminded me of a couple pieces. Trail of Lies reminded me of a couple pieces on that. Otherwise, I was like, oh, this record has some real peaks, but there's just not. There's like it needs some pieces of flair. This is the dude who's been at TGI Fridays for a month, and the manager keeps hitting him like, yo, man, you need
a little more flair.
Throw a couple more pins on. Let's see more of who you are. But so my recommendations are that they listen to more Slayer and more Hatebreed, and just hit that drama on the heavy shit.
Yeah, so this was pummeling throughout, but I think what you're what you're saying is pummeling doesn't. If pummeling never lets up, it's not dynamic.
Correct.
And I think that's what this record suffers from. That's when I was saying it becomes samey. Mm-hmm. That's my complaint here.
Yeah, it's so heavy that it's like it's an undertaking to. But I think live it comes across.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we've all seen the United Blood fucking that thing went viral. With your boys throwing fucking drums and guitar and drumsticks into the crowd.
Welcome to Brick.
Duck, motherfucker. But that was cool as shit.
And they just have an energy live. Even my friends who straight up are like punk lifers who are like, I don't... Earth Crisis? No fucking way. Heavy shit. Get anything drop tuning. They're out. But they saw this and they're like, yo, this band, that was cool. Good.
Strength
good
and Discipline is a legit hit.
People love that song.
That's a fucking hard song.
Did anybody, before we wrap, listen to the new 3 Knee Deep?
No, I did not, unfortunately.
Is it new?
Was that a surprise release? Was that
No.
That?
I think that's a reissue.
Is that what Sam's doing over there?
Yeah.
But it definitely has one song that I know.
Yeah, I think it's a reissue. You are such a sucker for 3.
Are you mad that you didn't get it? Like, you could have put that on.
He was in here, and you were like, if this sounds... heavy, I'll take it. If not, you take it. And then he was like, oh yeah, you think I can't do heavy? And he went 3 Knee Deep.
Like, I'm from Florida, I like metalcore.
Snatched.
I'm going to hit 3 Knee Deep about something. I would like at least a single. I saw
the 2019 goal.
I think that this is a very fun band, but I think that this kind of flips me back to Krimewatch for a second, where 3 Knee Deep, objectively, I think a lot of people are just going, this fucking sucks, bro. and
yes.
And are saying, what's wrong with you? But it scratches an itch for me. So like that's kind of what I was saying. That's what I was saying
earlier.
It
scratches a lot of people's itch for that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's what I was saying earlier about Krimewatch, where it's like, yeah, it can, something can be bad and also make you happy.
Yeah, you're saying to Krimewatch fan, Krimewatch is to you as 3 Knee Deep is to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm saying that Krimewatch and 3 Knee Deep split 2019.
Harm Reduction Records.
Yo, Krimewatch, if you start a song off with a siren, Pat Kinlan will put it out for you.
That's true. I love a siren.
If there's any kind of gunshots or a siren.
You know what I like is the whistle. I like a whistle in a
really?
song. Yeah, I love it.
All right.
Like some kind of cityscape, like the beginning of Set It Off when you hear people talking, it's cars honking.
I actually really do love that.
That's hard.
I love that.
I mean, it's perfect for them, and you can't do it after that. No. They've shut that down.
So,
I just got a CNN alert that Vern Troyer, a.k.a. Mini-Me, has passed away at age 49.
This is the worst day.
All right, so let's talk about Vern Troyer for a minute. Really like his performances, dynamic actor. Thank you for what you
R.I.P.
did. Yeah.
All the work you
Thank
put
you
in.
for all the Austin Powers movies.
So if you want to email us, where do you do that, Tom?
Axe to Grind podcast at gmail.com.
And if you want to add us, where do you do that, Pat?
At Axe to Grindcast.
And we would love to ask for your 5-star reviews on iTunes. Thank you. We also have a Patreon. We are completely overwhelmed by how many people have supported it. We ask
thank
you.
you.
Incredible.
Thank you. We would ask if you listen and you enjoy what we do here, feel free to throw us a couple bucks. It's a monthly thing. We don't get you every episode, and we truly appreciate it. We've got some special projects already lined up, and it's going to be cool.
Yeah. And don't forget Triple B.
Triple B. TripleBRecords.limitedrun.com. Thank you for the sponsorship. 10% off with the Axe to Grind, spelled out TO, code on all orders on everything. All right.
Go check that Ecostrike 12-inch.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good week.
Bye.